Whew! My mouse is all janked up today. I got all kinds of stuff on my mouse. What's the deal? Setting cell phones and paperwork and... Look at all this paperwork. This is paperwork. Look at this paperwork. More paperwork. Look at this piece of paper. Oh, why is there all this paper here? Hello, welcome to the stream as I have a mental breakdown. Things are covering my mouse. How am I supposed to play PoE if things are covering my mouse? Ah! Way to start the day off tilted, right? That's a great way to start. Welcome to the stream, everyone. If you are new to the channel, you can go ahead and ding the bell for more mental breakdown videos just like this one. Alright, so first we gotta go tell everybody over on Discord, hey, come on into the channel. Join the channel. Hey, everyone. We are streaming today. We've got high tier mapping. What else do we got today? Plus trading. Plus helping players. I'm going to put helping in quotes. I'm going to put helping players with their POBs. Helping players with their POBs. We're more memeing people's POBs, right? Just don't tell anyone. Don't let the secret out. Welcome. Welcome to the guild. New people. Drop by, say hello, and observe the mighty drops and paint memes that we create today. For the next, 3 to 3.5 hours. 3 to 4 hours. There we go. That's what we're gonna say. Okay, then we got to do the tags, right? This is what the kids do. The kids put tags on everything. That's what the kids on Discord do, right? You got to tag it with emoticons. If there's not emoticons, then it isn't real. Does it exist? I emote, therefore I am. Is the millennial battle cry. Oh boy! Albzus, what's up? No more links above the slightly balding forehead? Nope. Nope. We are shiny and here to go. Yali says, just in time. Indeed. Indeed. Chris says, what's this? 2 days in a row? I know, right? What's up, Kirky? Welcome, welcome. What is this? I'm basically just deciding, hey, I'm going to do streams today, and that's what I decided yesterday. Rather than making you guys videos, decided, whatever. We'll just stream. We'll see how that goes over. We'll see if people enjoy that. And if people don't enjoy that, they can let me know. They can say in the comments, Iron, we don't enjoy this. Make it go away. And then we'll make it go away. But I feel like for the last 2 years, people have been asking, more streams, more streams. Why don't you ever stream? So that's kind of what we're doing more of now. Alright, I'm going to go check up on the poll. So this is our poll for the day right now. Right here. And what do we say here? Oh wow, look at this poll. According to our poll, according to the polling data, it looks like a bunch of people want help with their POBs, and very few people want mapping or trading. Well, that's exciting. So I'm going to give the people what they don't want at first. Or rather, I'm going to give some of the people what they want, and many of the people not what they want. I'm going to start with some mapping today, and then we'll go on from there. We'll start with some mapping, get my fingers and my brain working. We'll get into a PoE mindset. We might actually go take a look at the economy. What's the economy looking like right now? Let's go take a look. I'm glad you asked, Iron. Why, thank you, Iron. What a brilliant question. Is this Metamorph? Yes, this is Metamorph. Exalts are not 180. They're higher than that. Or did they dip already? Did they already start to dip back down? Really? Really? They did. They've already started to dip back down. Okay. Alright, that's good news. Oh, look at that. Pay 3 chaos and get an exalted orb. Look at that. That really helps out the ratios. Price fixer! Price fixer! Yeah, looks like it's 180. That's legitimately what we're sitting at. Okay, so we're gonna do one thing here. We're gonna check some of our streams. We're gonna check some of our streams of income. So first off, we're gonna look up. Wow, Soul Taker is dropping under an X now. Okay, what's Kingmaker at? This is a great way to make some currency if you've got the time for it. 1.2 is what these are at right now. Okay, so basically, what's the first one selling for Chaos? 1.5, 1.6, 2. Wow, nobody's selling for straight Chaos. Us. We're selling at 220. Oh, this guy's selling at 220 as well. Okay, so like 200. Okay, so this is the first thing that we're going to do today. We're going to go stockpile up on some Kingmakers, and then we can go from there. So let's do this. Let's go look up Heartbreaker. Where's Heartbreaker? And we want to look for these that are selling for like 3 to 4C. Minimum 3. Oh, listed 27 minutes ago. That's not bad. Welcome, Nobody Important. Good to have you back. Welcome, Tora. Good to have you back. Kirky says 3 days in a row. Jan says, hey G3 Iron, when will you do the Blood Aqueducts race result video? Most likely today's Wednesday. Most likely I'll work on that a bit tomorrow. We did just announce that on what you call it. We did just announce that I think yesterday on Patreon. So Patreon supporters, I think I actually set that to public. So everybody should have been able to go and see who the winners were and take a look. Yeah, that was no, that was today. It was today, actually. It wasn't yesterday. Wow, today's been a long day. It's already been a long 4 hours. But yeah, we posted that already today, so that's live on Patreon, the results of the Blood Aqueducts racing, which are good. Nehuel says, Exalted price is dropping. Same if you want to buy Chaos with Exalteds. Yesterday I was buying like 560 Chaos with 3 Exalteds, and now I'm buying 540 with every 3 Exalteds. Interesting. Hey, Taeon, welcome, welcome. Glad to see you made it into the chat. I still think this is a good flip. So we're going to do this. We're going to do this flip. Let's go make a whole bunch of stacks of 3. And over the next, 5 to 10 minutes, we're going to go make, I don't know. If we make 20 Chaos per flip, and we can do it how many times? Maybe we can do it 6 times. So what's 6 times 20? 120. So let's go make 120 Chaos in like a few minutes. Well, as long as the market holds those prices, right? That's always the trick. That's always the thing that people don't tell you. Okay, let's see if this works. So let's come over here. Let's see if we've got anybody here that's willing to trade with us. We're looking for trades. Why is my Google Chrome being silly today? Quit being silly, Google Chrome. Start getting your act together. Come on now. Got no patience for your wackiness today. Alright, so let's sort by listed 1 minute ago. Hey, you should sell to me then, dude. What's the deal? 1 sec. Okay, I can give you 1 sec. This one's 14 minutes ago. Let's go buy up a whole bunch of these, see how many of them we can get. The worst part about this is just the loading time getting in between hideouts. That's the worst part about proactive trading. If you are trading proactively, then it means that you are leaving your hideout in order to go and make trades. Reactive trading is people are coming to you, which saves you the load screen, which is nice. 10x Goku says, working on my 2nd character ever, an Arc Miner. Nice! Very awesome. Well, welcome. Hopefully you'll enjoy that archetype. And this guy's, of course, at the Kurai Shores rather than his hideout. So I'm going to have to go to the Kurai Shores, and then I'm going to have to go to his hideout, because he surely won't have stayed there. Yes. Yes, I am. But I went to the shores. That's where you were. So that's why I went there. Why is it that the shores take so long to load up, by the way? What's the deal with that? Doesn't make any sense to me. Alright, we got one Heartbreaker. Congratulations. There's one of them. Let's see how many more we can get. And where's his stash? Here's his stash. We're going to set these up to 220. Oh no, I was too slow. I missed one of my invites. See, this is one of the reasons why we get started the day by doing trades or by doing mapping. It's a good way to get your brain going. Get into the state of flow, as it were. The divided hideout. I don't think I've been to one of these in a while. Divided hideout, huh? Yeety Spinner. Alright, let's message that guy. Oh no! Why are you giving me one chaos, dude? I mean, thank you. That's kind of you. Yan says you can make a RAM disk and load PoE onto your RAM disk, so you have basically no loading time. I need to do that. That is a good suggestion, my man. Yes. As many as you have is the answer. As many as you have. Brian Z says, I finally got my iShot character to maps today. Hey, congrats! That is some good news, my dude. That is some good news. Intestinal distress. What a name. What a name. Sounds awful. Intestinal distress. Arg, I sold all. Sorry. Okay, well, no worries about it then, man. Schiazzo says the shore has lots of textures. Okay, so that's why. That explains it. That explains it. Yeah, long load times are really, really bad for trading. Straight up. Your voice is going forward than the stream, says Nahul. What does that mean? Does that mean you guys are hearing me before you're seeing me? Reload the page? Welcome, Lucas. Welcome, welcome. Alright, so how many of these do we got now? We got, what, 5? I still got more chaos I can throw at this. We've got 5 of them right now, so let's go get some more. Let's go make some more. Come on now. Give me some more Heartbreakers. Did we already message this guy? I think we did. I'm so sorry if I'm remessaging you. My apologies. Trade is slow. Trade website is slow. Yeah, you are desynced. I am desynced? I don't even know what to tell y'all. Try if you guys refresh your side of the stream, does that help or does that hurt? That's weird. Yep, still desynced. It's fine though. Well, that's annoying if it's desynced. Do you have PoE on a SSD separate from your OS? I do. I presently do. Alright, who else are we messaging here? Anybody else who we're messaging? I still have more chaos. Come take my chaos, people. I'm trying to give it away. All I want back is Heartbreakers. Come on now. No! Too many of you messaged me at the same time. No! Baby rage. Let the baby rage commence. Why do I have that pulled up? There we go. Kill that. No change, huh? Well, if I do that, let's try this. All right, so I'm gonna go blank first. You guys got to tell me if that does anything. Not much else you can do except get a faster PC. Yeah, that's one of the goals this year. We will see though. With new baby on the way, with our fourth living child on the way, we'll see if a new PC is in the works. This PC has done me good work, man. This PC has gotten me a long way. So I see no reason to abuse it or pull it apart just yet. Alright, what do we have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we've got enough chaos right here to do 12 of these. Let's try to do 12. We'll stock up on 12 and then we'll see. We'll see if that works. Of course, these guys are all listed for 3 chaos now. Oh no! Worrell says, I dropped a 21-23 Herald of Ash today. Nice! Yeah, that's a lot of X, my dude. That is a lot of X. Lucas says, I did some of the changes you suggested for my impaling shield charge. It feels much better now. Hey! That's always great. I like to hear that. Wait, who was it that I was messaging? I was messaging this guy, wasn't I? I'm going to this guy's hideout. Whatever. Was this for 3 or for 4? This one was for 3. Okay. We got enough. If people get back to me now with 3 chaos, I've got room for 3 more. See how many get back to me. It was Make Dreams. It was that guy. What the man rage building inside myself. How many of these people am I just like double messaging after I've already traded with them? Alright, this guy's 4C, right? I think this guy's 4C. Alright, this guy is Alois is 4C as well. Okay, this will be our last one. This is our last Heartbreaker. So what we're doing is we're buying up Heartbreakers. Then I'm going to show you what we're going to do with them in just a second. Oh, this one's 4C. Dang it. Shucks. Well, I do declare. Okay, so now we've got a whole bunch of Heartbreakers. Alright, so now we go back to our hideout. And then we start our next search. Whoops, daisies. Let's come on over here. How many of these do we have? A whole bunch. Whole bunch. Look at them. Look at them all. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. We got 9 of them. No, I can't count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. We got 11 of them. Boy, if I could count while I'm doing trades, I would be a very, very dangerous trader, wouldn't I? Imagine if I was good at math, how good at trading I would be. Woo, doggy! That's better? Okay, good. Did that fix the desync? Hopefully. Hopefully it'll work then. Man, everybody's just asking, when are we going to do POBs? I've had people PM me on Discord. I've had you guys ask in chat. Calm yourself. Calm yourself. We'll do POBs here in a bit. I got to get my brain working. If I do your POBs before I get my brain working, you know what'll happen? I'm just going to look at your POB and be like, oh, nice POB. I didn't realize that you were CI and Blood Magic. That won't do you any good. That sort of feedback will actively harm your character. Are people seriously trading Soul Takers for 1x right now? Is that the going rate? It seems to be this is the going rate for Soul Takers, which is great. I'm not going to complain. Happy to do this trade. Vol the Soul Takers? Vol the... No, I'm not going to vol them. No, 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 no. Hey, what's up, Sibe? Welcome, welcome. We're We're not going to vol these soul takers. That would be a terrible waste of currency in trading. No, 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 no. I don't gamble with vols. If you guys know me at all and know how I interact with the economy, no, 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 no. It's too high of a risk. Too high of a risk. It's not guaranteed profit. We show you guys the safe ways to make profit.
Follow me, hobbits, follow me. We will show you the nice way to make currency in POB.
So we pretty much stick to safe, tried and true methods. It's pretty much what we do around here. And for the most part, it works. We very rarely lose currency. No, I don't want to go to your mine. I want to go to your hideout. Tora said, bought mine for 1, sold it for 1.5. Yep, there you go. There you go. Oh, Worrell, are you saying vol the gems? Yeah, if you're saying vol gems, I'll vol gems. Gems are a completely different matter, though. Gems are just time. Gem, there's really no currency that's lost. Like selling a level 20 gem and then letting somebody else vol it, I don't feel like that's a risk of currency. Whereas I feel like voling items that are 1x each, that's a serious risk of currency. And the number of things that you can hit with a vol orb on a soul taker to make it actually attractive for selling, little tiny pool of stuff. So save it for the last week, says Brian Z. We could save it for the last week. I mean, that would be one option. Or we can make currency with it now. Eh? Eh? Make currency or don't make currency? That is the question, my friend. Got so many flippin' trade requests going out. Alright, so how many is that? Is that 6? That's 6 soul takers. Alright, so we now have 6 soul takers, so we will now take these and go make this into money. Alright, so if you combine a soul taker with a heartbreaker, uncorrupted, with orbs of fusings, you get kingmakers. It's a nice little trade, and kingmakers right now are selling for 220 chaos. So essentially, we're taking something that costs us 1x, which is what, 180, something that costs us 3 or 4c, so 183, and we're selling it for 220. It's like a 40 chaos profit. Pretty good, right? But shh, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. We don't want other people to know. One of the reasons why this is such a reliable method to make currency this particular league is because there are so many necromancers flying about who are using Animated Guardian. And the necromancers all really need Kingmaker. It's really good for your Animated Guardian. And so the reason why it's a steady flow of income is because players, both veteran players and new players, can lose their Animate Guardian. When the Animate Guardian dies, well, that's just a bummer, isn't it? So when your Animate Guardian dies, you've got to go out and replace all of the gear off of your Animate Guardian. So it's a bummer for some people. It's a what we call a market opportunity around here. It means that you're going to have people constantly wanting to come in and buy with the most meta build in the league right now, with the single most popular meta build in the league right now, which incorporates Animate Guardian and Summon Skeletons and zombies and that sort of thing. So you're always going to have a flow of customers because it's almost a hardcore principle in a softcore league, because the Animate Guardian is hardcore. When the Animate Guardian dies, you got to replace all his stuff. So it's quite nice to make the currency with. You almost always have a market for them. Why don't you have a dude here, dude? You should have a dude like right here. Oh, you got Zana up here. Okay. I see why you have Zana up here now. This is a nice hideout, actually. I like your hideout, buddy. Alright, so there's 2 more Kingmakers. What's up? Yo! Okay, let's drop this here. Okay, so we've got room for 3 more. We've got Heartbreakers for 3 more. I'll take Heartbreakers for 300, Alex. Right, and how many of these do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then plus 3 is going to be 12. So what is that? So 12 for 220 is 2,640 chaos. Did I do that right? And what did we spend on it? We spent 184 on average times 12. So what did we make? We made 400 chaos there. Right around there. 438 chaos. Ta-da! 432 chaos. And for what? For flipping a few items for a few minutes. Ta-da! Okay. Let's go back to our hideout and grab a few more soul takers. Now, of course, when you do this, if you put a bunch of money into it, like if you put a significant portion of your total portfolio into doing a flip like this, and then the item dips because everybody figures out the trade, or everybody learns how to do it, then that's kind of a bummer. It really is kind of a bummer, because then your entire investment, your portfolio value goes way down. So, yeah. Tora says, I don't know why soul takers are worth so much right now. I mean, it's because of the Kingmaker recipe. That's why they're at the price that they're at. Oh, Lucas, why are you telling everyone that Kingmakers are good profit? Shh, shh, shh. Don't tell people. Keep it, shh. Just keep it on the down low. Don't let people know. But yeah, that's the basic principle, right? You find something that other people in the market don't want to do. You find the going rate, and then you go work that market for what? 15, 20 minutes? Even if it's 30 minutes, 40 minutes. Even if it's your entire play session, you can go and make a whole bunch of currency, so that way then in future play sessions you don't have to worry about making currency because you've got that currency on standby. Because you spent a session or two here or there making currency. So lots of stuff. Lots of different philosophies of play in PoE. I do. Misclick. Please invite. Also, that's another thing to do. If you get so many invitations all at the same time that you miss out on one, you can always just message somebody and be like, hey, Misclick, do you still have that item? Because a lot of the times people still want to sell the item. So sometimes if you've got the time, you can go back and still get an item. Man, a lot of people are using this hideout. What is this hideout? The Stately hideout. A lot of people are using that hideout this league. I've seen quite a few players use that. Okay. So let's go turn these into 3 more Kingmakers. Come over here to Einhar. Ta-da! 3 more Kingmakers. Alright, so now we got 12 of these. We're going to take one of these, put them over here. Put it at 220. If I sell at 210, what's the difference in my profit? 12 times 210. Whoops. Oh, I'm losing 120 chaos. Duh, because 12 times. Yeah. Duh. I can do math. Guys, I can do math. I promise I can do maths. I make a promise that I can do maths. Alright, do I have sulfite? I think I have some sulfite. Ooh, I don't have that much sulfite. I've got 10,000 sulfite. Do I have any daily missions for Nico? I got 6 daily missions for Nico. Alright, do I have any tier 16 maps? Why, yes. Yes, we do. Awakening bonus complete. Did I get all this done? Is this one all done? Is this one done? Is this one done? This one's not done. Awakening objective. What's the awakening objective on Carcass? Complete this map at tier 16. It's got to be corrupted and rare. I don't know if we can do that. That's a tall order, boss. Ooh, beyond monsters. I might die, but if I do, I'll just swap over to my Necro. So we'll see. We'll see if I die on this one. Or we'll see how badly I die on this one. Hey Nico, are you gonna do it? Oh, there we go. See? Again, misclicks. Hi everyone, I'm G3 Iron. I like to misclick on things. Do that often. Johan says, are you helping people with POB? Yeah, we will in a little bit. In a little bit. I actually want to play the game for a little bit. It's rough. I know it's really rough. Clay says, actually Awakening bonus doesn't affect the map rarity. You can complete it on white as long as the Awakening level is right. Oh, I didn't realize that. I thought completion of the map still had to be the completion settings. So that's good to know. I did not know that. So I actually changed something from yesterday's setup. I included an Arcane bonus, or Arcane Surge, in the build, and I put it on my Flame Dash. Because with those 3 passive points that I had yesterday, I'm sitting on top of a spinner. I came over and I grabbed Arcane Capacitor, which I have never used before. So for anybody who hasn't used it, it says you get increased mana and then you have increased effect of Arcane Surge, which is really, really cool because Arcane Surge gives you a whole bunch of spell damage. It's a 10% more multiplier on your Arcane Surge. Where is it? What's it say? Where'd it go here? Okay, Arcane Surge support. This is only level 2, but it gives you 10% more spell damage while you have Arcane Surge. So that's really nice. And then your Arcane Capacitor actually gives you 10% increased effect of Arcane Surge per 200 mana spent recently, up to 50%. And then you get a 10% chance to gain Arcane Surge as well when you kill an enemy. So, like, I've got these multiple mechanisms to constantly be giving myself Arcane Surge, either through Flame Dashing or just through killing stuff through Arcane Capacitor. And because I'm spending tons of mana by raging up my mana with the Indigan and by spamming Vault of Dead, you know, it's quite nice. You will forever be known as Chappie to me. Well, thanks, Huggles. Thanks, Huggles. I'm officially the old Chappie man. Back in my day. I know what you mean, though. You can call me Chappie if you want. I don't prefer it, but if that's what you want to call me, you're allowed to, Huggles. Nobody else is. You've asked permission, so
Feeling lucky.
it'll be our little inside joke. But look at this! Look at the damage on this thing. Man, it really does feel actually quite nice to have the, as I say as I'm about to die, to have the additional damage off of Arcane Surge. It feels good. It feels like it's actually making a difference, which is what damage boosts should do, right? It's what damage steroids in games are supposed to do. Make it feel like a difference. Is that guy rare? He is. He's gonna hurt. Oh yeah, he hurts. Holy moly. Why can I not cast? Am I out of mana? I'm probably out of mana. Do I actually have this on always attack? There we go. Thank you. My goodness. I'm only level 90 and I never put my Flame Dash on attack. I think that got reset. Maybe I turned that off at some point. Level all the way to 90 without attack in place on your Flame Dash? Oh my goodness. That does sound like something stupid I would do. Alright, so let's do this Cassia because we're a Volatile Dead build, so we should always do Cassia. Because why not? Ooh, this is a straightaway though. Oh, and if these guys are going to be hopping around, that's obnoxious. Anything else that I want? No, I think I just want this, and then we're going to do a cold one over here. There we go. Divine power! Alright, do your best Cassia impression, guys. Divine power! At some point I should do a voice pack of all the various masters. Do a voice pack, a meme voice pack. I think that'd be fun. Do that as a, what do you call it, loop filter? Do sound loop filters? Maybe we'll do that when we hit like 50 Patreon supporters or something. Maybe I'll set that as a goal. Alright, did we complete this? Is it completed? No? What's still alive? Oh, there's... Whoa, there's a lot of dudes still alive. Hello. Hi, guys. There we go.
Not the strongest of the species that survive.
Ooh. Work complete! Zug zug! You want to buy my Pain Keep Magistrate Crown for 10 chaos. Okay, well, come to my hideout. Anything else that I want over here? I don't think so. Let's go make a 10C trade. Look at that, that's just profit. I didn't even know I owned something that was worth 10C. That's great. What is this called? Pain Keep? Oh. Oh, he's just doing it for the Bladefall. Are you actually playing Bladefall? I have to ask this. Cheetah Arc. Are you actually playing Bladefall? If you are my hero. That's pretty cool. Somebody might actually be playing Bladefall. I guess Bladefall Trapper might still be good. But yeah. Hey, welcome Hazard. Welcome, welcome. Glad to have you in chat today. You actually are. Cheetah is actually playing Bladefall. Okay.
It is not the strongest of the
Well, congratulations to you, my dude.
responsive to change.
You now have a 10C helmet that's utter garbage, but you can craft on it, so. And it's got your Bladefall damage lab enchant. Go forth and be merry. Alright, we still have one more Nico that we're supposed to hit. Is it up here? Nico! Or is it down here? Is it all the way to the bottom? It is. Oh no! I was referring to rich people? What? Definitely a boomer thing? Yeah, too many things are boomer things. That's the thing, right? Is boomers own all the things? That's the hot political discussion point in the United States at this point, right? That's the meme. The boomers have ruined everything for everyone else. See, I'm not partial in who I believe has ruined everything. I believe everyone's ruined everything for everyone else. Quite impartial in placing my blame. Alright, where's this last Nico? Nico! Oh, look at that. We got Arcane Surge. Does a whole bunch of extra damage. By the way, for those of you who have no idea what I'm playing right now, I am playing a Volatile Dead Poet's Pen build. And if you're wondering, oh gee, Iron, that looks really cool, I should try it. You should. Poet's Pen's builds are always fun. And you can weapon swap it with your other Poet's Pen to do this, to go body swap, in order to jump around a whole bunch. It works better on straightaway maps, but it's quite nice. It's kind of like the caster version of Flicker Strike. It's nowhere near as fast, but it's an option. Where is this last Nico? Over here? Is this a dead end? Am I gonna die? Most likely. Man, I've got what? 9k effective HP right now? I hope I don't die. Oof, that chaos damage though. The chaos damage might kill me. And Kitava's Heralds too. Man, those guys slam. When they throw their ginormous ball slam out, it actually really hurts. I don't know if that's physical or if that's a mix of... Whoa, if that's a mix of chaos. Whoa! Speaking of chaos, whoa! I'm gonna go back to town for a second and refill flasks. That was spooky. Yikes. Mathel is playing Bladefall with dual Poet's Pens? Oh no. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm so sorry. Well, Mathel has once again ruined a perfectly nice market. Through no fault of his own. It's not his fault he's handsome and charming and popular. I guess it kind of is his fault. But anyway. He's once again impacted the economy in a way that he had no intention of doing so. Maybe he did intend it. I don't know. I probably shouldn't speak to other people's intentions. Alright, can I kill this boss or will this boss kill me? Let's find out. Patches of corrupted ground. Let's load up a whole bunch of Volatile Dead. Oh, I'm so dead. I'm not dead yet. I'm not dead yet. I feel better. I feel like I could go for a walk today. Oh, goodness. Whoa! So much flipping damage there. Yeah, I wasn't regenning. I'd already painted flashed. Ugh! So much damage in there. Yeah, okay. That boss is done. Hey, look, I actually have some XP. That's nice. Alright, so what are we at now for Nico? We're at 16,000. Ooh. Do I want to do this again on this guy? Or do I want to swap over to my Necro? Did I get that awakening bonus now? Oh, I didn't. I didn't because I have to kill the boss. That's right. Okay, so let's swap over to the Necro, make sure that we kill the boss, and then we can go from there. That's what we're going to do. Sir Smoke a Lot, 1985 says, hello, everyone. Hello. Good day. Johan Olsen says, I'm quite new to PoE, and I made my own lightning damage summoner build. It stacks lightning pen, but I don't know if I'm doing things right. It feels decent, but I'm not aware of standards in this game. That's okay, dude. If you made your own build and you're having a good time, hey, that's the number one thing that's important. The number two thing is then learning how to improve your build from there. So always start off with, are you having fun? And if you're having fun, great, then keep working on it. Warhol says, your Poet's Pens are now worth 6 million X and a mirror. Oh, let's actually go check that market. Let's go look at the Poet's Pens market. I got them for seriously less than 20 chaos. Okay, and it looks like non-corrupted Poet's Pens are up to 40C. He doubled the market. No! No! 1,000 curses. I feel bad for anybody that wants to try Poet's Pen. Then again, at this point in the league, you should have plenty of currency. If you're going to try out a build, you should have plenty of currency to be able to try out the build, right? Like that. Let's get real for a second. You should have enough currency. 2 months into a league, if you don't have enough currency to make a build, then just league start it, right? Pretend like it's a league start. Do the chaos recipe. Go farm up some humility, sell some tabulas, and then you'll have enough currency to at least get started on a build of your choice. Alright, what else do I need here? I've got Spectres, I've got Animate Guardian, I've got my zombies summoned up, I've got my portal ready to go. I think we're good to go. Hazard says, I've been playing for over a year and I think this game has no standardized gameplay. Yeah, there's not like a, hey, this is the right way to do it sort of thing. There is a, hey, here are ways to improve what you've already got, but there's no, hey, you're doing it right, you're doing it wrong. Not that I've experienced. Like, the way that you can tell your build is doing something wrong is if you keep dying all the time and you can't kill content. Because even if you're dying, just because you're dying a whole bunch doesn't mean your build is even wrong. It might just be that you're doing the wrong content for your build. That was a big theme during yesterday's stream. I feel like that happened, or that came up a couple of times. That people didn't realize, like, hey, you've got a really good build here. But maybe players were coming in and saying, hey, I want to do this build as a boss killer. And the answer simply was, hey, this isn't a boss killing build. You're never going to kill bosses with it. Don't expect that. All right, let's do a canyon map. And let's get... Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have qualityed this first. Because I'm doing this on Nico. There we go. That's something. Alright, let's go get some more sulfite. Because I love me some delve. Let's go get some sulfite. What am I at? Am I at 32 challenges right now? I'm at 32 challenges. I need to complete these 2 encounters. Those 2 encounters, and then... I need to do any of these. What's this encounter? Use any Guardian's Exalted Orb, level an Awakener gem to level 5, and use an Awakener's Orb. That sounds expensive. I don't want to do that. Am I anywhere close to any of these? The answer is no. Oh, actually defeat Metamorphs. I'm not that far. I think that would actually be doable for me. Complete Legion counters. That would be doable. Reach depth 600. That would be doable. Okay. Just depends on what I want to push for. Then again, I wouldn't have to do any of the endgame grinds, right? I don't have to in order to get 36, so maybe I won't. Torres says, every 2 days I have 5x, then I build a new character. Yeah, that's quite fair. She turned me into a newt, says Bill. She did, but I got better. When was the first time you guys ever watched Monty Python? Like, what age were you? What age were you when you first saw Monty Python and the Holy Grail? Or have you ever seen it? Maybe you haven't. Maybe now is the proper age for you. Because you have not seen such a glorious masterpiece of comedic art. Should I do the Metamorph in this one? Maybe I should. Maybe. I have a bunch of them that I need to still do. Got a bunch of hearts, got a bunch of brains. Don't have many lungs, don't have many eyes, though. I can trade in the hearts and the brains. Ooh, a Convoking Wand. I like to craft on those. Too bad I'm not crafting right now. I don't think I'm going to craft for the rest of this league, to be honest. I should take them off my loot filter. The rest of this league, I'm pretty much just flipping currency and continuing to level a couple of builds.
Show me the map.
Show me the map, says Johnny Depp. Hey, get cursed. Get cursed. You're vulnerable, and I've got pride next to you. You should be dead right now. You too. You should be dead right now. Stonebeak. The battle fowl. Is my stuff dying? Is that the problem?
Show me the map.
Show me the map! Alright, we need 2 more Nicos. 1 more Nico. All the Nicos. Alright, we have all the Nicos. Are we getting good XP in here? Not really. I mean, I'm level 95 right now, so there's a considerable XP penalty right now. This build probably could run down into the depths of Delve, but if I do, it's going to die a bunch. I don't think I'm actually going to make that much progress on XP. Just because when I'm playing Summoners, I get really, really lazy. You can see it right now. I'm just shield charging into packs. I don't care. Getting too lazy. It's one of the reasons why I like Summoners. They're so tanky. They're so safe. For the most part. Until you shield charge into a pack that does like extra fire, extra cold, frenzy, powerful crits. Then they're not quite as safe. Alright, where's Tane? Did we get everything? We'll try this. We'll try this and we'll lose all of our XP here. It's just 2% of our XP. So we'll give it a shot. Where's the big slam move? Whew! Get him, fellas. Get him, he's cursed. He's cursed. Not too bad, we didn't die. Alright, that's good news. Oh, we got a crude bow. Look, we can level a new character. Woohoo! Oh, that's funny. Alright, I think I got 2 more Nico missions. And then we'll make a determination what we do next. Oh! Clay says he was 13 when he first saw Monty Python. Tora says 5 or 6. Whirl says a month ago. Okay. Sir Smoke-A-Lot says 15-ish. James says I was 10. Okay. That's fair. Bill says 13-ish for Monty Python. I think that was probably about the age that I saw it. I think. The reason why I ask is because I have shown my son. I've shown my son Monty Python. Parts of it. Parts of it. A lot of it we've skipped. But I've shown him parts of it, and he is absolutely enthralled with riding around on coconut-bearing horses throughout the house. So he's enjoying it. Alright, this goes in a dump. Alright. Anything else tier 16 that needs awakening bonus? That one's done. That one's done. This one I think was done. This one was done. Yep, this one's done. These don't get done. This is done. This is done. This is done. This is done. 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 Dun, dun, dun. Alright, the Bazaar map. Here we go. Caldera. Caldera needs one. Castle Ruins has it. You guys didn't catch that, did you? Haha, a little lyrical hilarity. These are done. Oh, look at all these maps. Are these all done as well? Precinct map I need done. Superior Reef map I need done. Sepulchre I need done. Jeez, look at all these that aren't done, man. This is just... Oh, look! We can find an elder! Okay. I should go do that sometime. Can I search by elder? Kind of. I mean, it shows up here, but it doesn't show up here. That's lame! Lame, lame, lame. I should put that in here then, so that way I know. Right? If I've got elder maps. Do I have any other elder maps? I don't think so. I didn't see any others. It's kind of lame that you can't sort it, though. That includes elder. Okay, so here's our shaper maps. So I should put those over here as well. For someday whenever I want to run those. Alright, which one of these is going? These are all going. Alright. These are all getting alked. This one's getting scoured. Oof, reflect. No thank you. That's reflects elemental, I don't care about that. Alright, let's... How many of these do I have left? I've got 4 more missions, so we can do 4 more maps. How close are we to filling up? We're not too far, so maybe only like 1 or 2 more maps, actually. And then we'll basically be filled up. Which one of these maps do I want to run? Let's run the Bazaar map. I like that one. Used to run this layout for magic finding. For dropping Saints' treasures. Tora says, my max block gladiator has the same issue. Nothing kills me but my own stupidity, and I am not a smart man. Yeah, sometimes it just happens, right? Sometimes you just get overconfident with your build. Sometimes that happens to me in hardcore. I'll get overconfident with a build and then rip the entire build. I'm like, oh yeah, I can totally run this content. Totally. And then I totally can't. At some point, I think I'm going to do like some mana stacking Hierophant. Maybe a mana stacking Guardian. Do Herald Agony. Maybe not this league. We'll see what they do next league. Because I might not have time to fully build it out and get it up to level 90. I'm pretty happy with that Poet's Pen guy for this league. Then again, maybe I'm done making new characters. I don't know. You guys are certainly done with me making new characters. Every poll that I've put up recently that's like, hey, you want to see a new character? Everybody's like, no, no, stop being an alcoholic. Stop it. Just focus on your couple of characters.
Show me the map.
If I could ever focus, I might actually push something up to higher levels, but I'm too easily distracted by the market and by making currency. And by other builds when it's a good league. And man, this has been a really good league. It's been a fun league to make lots of builds on. Alright, where's the boss? Where is he? There he is. Get him! Show me the map. The Ancient Sculptor. Get him!
Feeling lucky.
Feeling lucky, thus says Graves. Alright, so that's our awakening objective. Where's the next 2 Nikos? Nico! Here, boy. I should name my next dog Nico. That'd be a great name. I should name my next dog Sulfite. Man, I love me some Sulfite. I'll have to run that by the missus. See if she's okay with naming our next dog Sulfite. I'm not sure if my current dog appreciates the conversations about our next dog. Sorry, Wallace.
Feeling lucky.
Where am I feeling like? Oh, here we go. We could get a dagger, like Beano's knife, and then we could go play a Beano's build. Because those are totally meta, right? Said no one ever. Jinkies. Well, no one ever for the last 3 years at least. Maybe next league will be a dagger league, but not like this league was a bow league. Like maybe it'll actually be a dagger league. Maybe. Man, my computer does not like vol side areas. It's like, get me away from it. Lagging out over here. I hear you, computer. We'll leave the vol side area. We will leave it.
Feeling lucky.
Maybe if I just accidentally run my Masters missions every day, I'll just accidentally keep leveling up on this build, right? The secret to leveling up is actually playing a build, so maybe if I stop playing other builds, maybe if I just play this build. Well, to everyone in chat who's already had their POB looked at yesterday or the day before, I'm glad that we got to your POBs. That's exciting. At some point today, we'll get to more POBs. Not presently. I'm running Masters missions right now. I'm having fun doing that. So that's what I'm going to stay doing for a moment. I should have looked at the chart first. We went up from 21 to 25, so this should cap me out. Why does Sister Cassia not let you sell items, by the way? Why is she just like, no, you only can anoint? It's kind of obnoxious. What am I going to do with my next passive point? Come over here. Get some life on my CI character. Not a bad strat. I could work my way back into the Grave Pact wheel for more minion damage. Like I need it. I could do 3 points and come over and get Ghost Reaver. I think I just want more strength. Oh, speaking of strength, I should look up those shields. I was telling you guys a couple of days ago, I don't even have strength on my shield right now, and I'm at 2100 strength. I really, really need a shield that gives like tier 1 fire and tier 1 lightning and has got a bunch of energy shield on it. This is my shield right now. Tier 2 fire, tier 1 lightning. By the way, these are my elemental resistances. It's not overcapped by much. 77, 82, 83. So, we're not looking at like the world's most tankiest elemental character here. I have a lot of energy shield, but my resistances are not very overcapped. So when I go into a map, if it's got projectile weakness, I got to be pretty careful. Because it's a spooky, spooky world. At least for me. Also, my armor is terrible. Yeah, I've got 30% physical damage reduction. So I rely a considerable amount on my Granite Flask. And you'll see this is why I actually have the Bismuth Flask up. It's just so that way if I ever get cursed or anything, I'm like, no! I want those extra resistances. Now you'd think if I was smart, I would just run a Curse Immune Flask, right? Which, by the way, this is like, what, 420 mana? This is like nothing. I need to upgrade that at some point. I'm sitting on like 100 plus exalts and I've just got the worst mana flask of all time. It's pretty funny. It speaks to how often I need it, right? I really only need it for when I might be bleeding. Alright, let's come kill it. Is there Exile over here? Rogue Exile? Kill it. Thank you. Man, one thing that Mrs. Draconis and I have both noticed over the last couple of days while I've been streaming more, I don't know if you guys have ever noticed this. Man, it is... I have not appreciated just how tough it is to stream for multiple hours. Because eventually it just kills your voice. Like, I do a lot of public speaking for my other work. For one of my jobs that I work. And... even public speaking, the public speaking that I'm required to do, it doesn't do as much to kill my voice as like just straight up streaming for 2 to 3 hours. It's pretty intense, actually. Pretty surprising. Whoa, that's a lot of fireballs. I give props to guys like K-Trim and others that stream on a more regular basis. I don't know how you do it. It's awesome, though. Takes a lot of voice strength. I don't even know, how do you communicate voice strength? Like, we would say you need more muscles in order to do like an endurance thing, right? More stamina, more voice stamina, I guess that's what we'd say.
It is not the strongest of the species that survive, but the one most responsive to change.
Generally, though, the public speaking that I've got to do for other work engagements is usually only 20 to 30 minutes at a time. So it's quite a different thing to be talking off and on for a couple hours as opposed to talking non-stop for 20 or 30 minutes. It's just quite a different method of public speaking, I guess. Alright, do we have pretty much everybody's dead in here? Whoa, that's a lot of damage there, Deodre. Am I gonna die? I'm totally gonna die here, right? I'm totally gonna die. Oh no. Whew. Thought I was dead. So the idea in this zone, you're supposed to stand behind the pillars that she makes when she's screaming, but if you're using minions, they'll kill the pillars. So you gotta blow her up before she blows you up, as it were. We're at 29, we can go up to 38. Okay, so I'm getting 4K per mission, so I can do these last two. Alright. Let's do the Caldera map. Ooh. Sounds exciting. Whirl says ED plus Contagion is a bow skill, right? Yeah. Yeah, at least for me. Brian Z says, don't you add Vol frags to get more sulfite, or is it not worth? It is a way that you can do it. Yeah. It's one way that you can do it. I could be doing this on these tier 15s and tier 14s, but meh. I'm okay without it. That would be if I was going for the min-max peak approach, which I very rarely do with my actual gameplay. It's one of the reasons why at some point I want to try out SSF, because I think that playing in SSF will actually make me a much better player at PoE. It'll teach me a lot more about the game. Oh, look at that. El has a mean. Why, thank you, sir. You finally showed up. Maybe I'll kill Cirrus one more time before the league ends over the next month. Now, if I actually mapped on this character, I'm sure I could get more Cirrus spawns. Now, I pay much greater attention to item quantity on maps and juicing them up when I'm playing MF characters. Then I get a little paranoid about it, because your entire amount of income while you're MFing is, at least while I'm MFing, is generally straight currency drops, but then also divination cards. So you really want the item quantity to be up there.
Show me the map.
Show me the map. One thing that I really appreciate about the New Conquerors is how the New Conquerors add packs to the map. I really like that for XP. It's quite nice. I think that's a great feature. That was something that they first added into the game with, I want to say, the War of the Atlas between the Shaper and the Elder. Adding on either Shaper packs or Elder packs onto the map based on which influence type there was present on the map. I think that's a great addition to the game overall. That was a really good decision.
Feeling lucky.
Feeling lucky. Hey, look, that axe could be anything. It could even be an Aziri's Disfavor. Like, it's worth like 10C right now. Man, when I first started playing PoE, Disfavors were like chase items. Now it's like, oof, who cares? All the Cyclone boys use jeweled foils. Couldn't care less about a silly two-handed axe. Maybe next league will be the two-hander league. Maybe two-handers will get like a scabbard item slot that lets us go in the second item slot. That would be nice. That would allow two-handers to actually finally compete. Oh, are there two of you? Why are there two of you? It's so obnoxious. Curse both of you. Whoa, I'm gonna die. Energy shield recharge, please. Please. Whoa, I'm so dead. I'm so dead. Nope, I'm didn't dead. Nope. Didn't dead. I just had a stroke, but didn't die. 3K. Down to 3K. Holy moly. Whew, that was spooky. Comb is no joke. Alright, what are we at? We're at 33 and we need to go up to 39. So we can do one more of these. Atlas mission. Do we want to fight the reef map? Not really. I want to do precinct? Not really. I don't really want to do either of these. But we'll do them. Alright, so let's drop these maps off. I have so much stuff in dump tabs that are just going to rot in standard. It's so sad. Makes me very sad. Hey, what's up, Christoph dude? Welcome, welcome. Two-handed axes are crap? Yeah. Yeah, if your two-handed axe isn't a pseudo like 7 or 8 link, then it's probably not very good. And on top of that, like, it needs to be an 8 link and then also have like good top tier fizz rolls added. Like, it's just the requirements that are present for two-handers to be good in PoE right now is very, very high. Right? It's almost like you need to look at one-handers as a like, or as two-handers as a transition for you to get to one-handers that are good, and then top-end two-handers that still compete with one-handers is like another transition unto itself. If you want to push for like dozens of Exalt worth of gear. Which I personally don't. Like, I don't want to do that on multiple characters. I've played, what, 5 characters this league to 85 plus, but I've really only dumped a bunch of currency into 2 of them. 2 of them have been by far the most expensive. Really, 1 of them by far has been the most expensive. This Necro has definitely received the most love and attention and affection in terms of currency. But that's because I like playing summoners, so of course I'm going to throw a whole bunch of currency at it. I still don't have a level 21 zombie, by the way. I should do that sometime. I should just go buy one. Too lazy. Too lazy. And these zombies do just fine. See, this zombie gem has been with me since we killed Cirrus the first time. It was with me when we took down Azaro for the first time this league. This zombie gem has done good work for me. Not quite ready to part emotional ways with this zombie gem yet. Meanwhile, in standard, my other witches are just like, what? Why did you push another witch beyond our levels? They're gonna just get jealous of me. I think I've got 5 witches in standard right now. So this would be the 6th. Too many witches, or too few, depending on your on your perspective. Okay, his slam does about 5k in his first form. It's usually the lightning bounces that actually do more damage to me in this fight. Let's see what the lightning damage does. Oh, he didn't even hit me that time. Okay, well, fine. We won't be able to experiment then. Jeez. Thanks, Nessa. I like the best defense is just literally standing here. Usually she hits me at least twice if I just stand still. Maybe she had me 2 consecutive times now. Oh, that time that was like 2k. Oh, that's pretty scary map, boss. Yeah, it was like 2k. Alright, what's his slam at? Oh, that slam was 5k. Yeah, so don't have less than 6k life when you go in to fight the Brine King. Jinkies. Alright, did we already get all of our sulfite? I believe we did. Okay, that's great. Should we fight a Metamorph in here? We can do that. Haven't fought a Metamorph in a few maps. I've been getting lazy. See, look, Tane's trying to tell me. He's like, hey, man, I'm trying to give you Metamorph parts, but you just keep walking away. Whoa! That did some damage. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here it is. Get it! Get it! Calling strike it. There we go.
Feeling lucky.
Feeling lucky. Alright, let's get out of here. That was good. We got 6%. Not even enough XP to cover one death. That's really bad. That means the next time I log on, I'm going to be like, what? What am I doing? And I'm just going to die. I'm going to be like, oh, I have full soul fight. I should go delve. Rip all my XP. That'll be great. You know, I got to say, I don't think fusings are actually moving for 780 right now. I'm going to drop down to 760 and see if we see any movement. Alright. Other Tane, this is a heart. I guess I don't have that many hearts left. Not that many lungs? Yeah. So we're getting close to the end there. But then again, I haven't been running Metamorphs basically for the last 2 weeks. So, yeah. Alright. So at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up Schiazzo's Path of Building. He's going to be the first one that we're going to take a look at today. And we're going to see what his Path of Building looks like. And we're going to bump these down to 210. And we'll see if we can't get any biters. Because we've had no biters in the last hour on these. Then again, a lot of people on the East Coast aren't playing right now. So maybe we'll get some more here. Alright, so let's take a look at Schiazzo's build. Let's go New. Import. Response code. Uh-oh. Did you give us a bad link, my man? Bad link? It won't load on POB. That's no good. Schiazzo! I can't look at your character, my man. Response code 32. Huh. That's a bummer. Alright, well, on to our next one. Alright, this is Karunda. We're about to feature your build. I'm going to let him know on Discord. So this will be our first POB today, where we will go in and make fun of, give valid critique and feedback. That's what we're going to do, right? Right, chat? We're helpful. We're a helpful group and a helpful community of players growing together in our Path of Exile experience. Do I have my paint pulled up? Alright. Let's go in here. Let's do a new file. Don't save. Alright. So we've got our paint pulled up. So that way we're ready for the memes. So if you would like to send your POB or get your POB looked at, what you need to do is you need to go on to your, where is it? Purple, right? Discord is like a purple background, kind of ish. So you go onto your Discord, right? Discord, oh, it can't be purple. You need to go onto your Discord, and then you need to be like, hey, G3 Iron. See, this is my icon right here. Look at that. That's my icon. And be like, hey, G3, what's the deal, man? POB. And that's what you do. You send me a link that's got your www.pastebin for POB buildmemes.com, and you send me that link. And if you don't send me that link, I definitely won't feature it. If you do send me that link, I still might not feature it, because we might not get to everybody's stuff. So right now we're going to look at Karunda's build, and we're going to make fun of it, and we're going to give him some feedback. So presently he is an Inquisitor, is what it looks like. Which, oh, by the way, I'm actually going to try to upload these and include these on our stream, so that way anybody watching the VOD can see that. So we are going to add that on here. POB 1. This is Karunda's. And And what is this Corunda's? Corunda's Inquisitor. There we go, Corunda's Inquisitor. Alright, so we've added that into the video description. Alright, so let's take a look here. What do you got going on? Alright, Righteous Providence, Inevitable Judgment, so we're getting a lot of pen. That's good. Sanctuary and Pious Path. Okay, so we're going pen and we're going Consecrated Ground. I like it. I like your build so far. We're doing elemental damage, but what style of damage are we doing? Oh, we're Ice Spear build. Okay, is this self-cast or is this a totem build? It looks like this is not a totem build. So we've got Ice Spear, GMP, Spell Echo, Elemental Focus, Controlled Destruction, and Faster Casting. Okay, so Corunda, did you say what you need help with? You say, currently trying to make a self-cast Ice Spear Winter Orb build. Would like to know what you think about the tree. Most items are from my ED character, but fit pretty good into the build. Okay, well, first off, one thing to take away right away from, as a heads up, faster casting is going to be nice as a quality of life thing, but if you do, what is it? Is it intensify? Is that what it is? Yeah, supports spells that you cast yourself, cannot support triggered skills, etc. So, supported skills lose intensity every 25 seconds when moving or immediately if you teleport. So, supported skills gains intensity when used up to a maximum of 4. They get more area damage per intensify, and they have increased area damage and increased area of effect. That's at least one thing that you could do, or no, wait, this isn't the one I'm thinking of, is it? Unleash. It's not intensify, it's unleash. That's what I'm thinking of. See, this is why, imagine if this was the brain that you got for all of your POBs. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Unleash. Yes, supported spells gain a seal every 0.71 seconds up to a maximum of 3 seals. Supported skills deal 10% increased spell damage. Supported spells are unsealed when cast and their effects reoccur for each seal lost. So essentially what you can do is you can stand there and unleash your stuff by using the seals. And it's almost like a faster casting effect, but I would say it's better. So, if you don't use Unleash, you're at 9,000. If you don't use Faster Casting, you're at, what, 3.93? If you use Unleash, your damage goes up by, what is that, 2,000 per spear on the second form. What is your total DPS change? Not that much, actually. As opposed to Faster Casting. Oh, wow, it's actually saying Faster Casting at 2020 is much better total DPS. Each hit is worse, but your total DPS is much better. Wow. That's surprising. Why is that? See, I don't know if I believe that. I believe the DPS calculations, but I don't know if I believe the quality of life on that. Because if you stand still for every pack and you unleash and you blow up every single pack, right? That just means that you have to essentially cast the spell once. But with faster casting, not Flesh and Stone, with faster casting, I feel like the quality of life is going to be that you're going to get more stuff out, so overall more DPS, especially against bosses. But I think for clearing, you're just going to be standing there rooted for a lot more time. That's my personal opinion. So that's going to be up to you, whether or not you want to swap this out. I personally would. Also, you're using Spell Echo as well. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Spell Echo because it nerfs so much damage, but if you like it, if you like the quality of life on it, then go for it. Apparently right now you're going for the more machine gun effect. I think I've seen a couple of these Ice Spear builds, and mostly they're called machine gunners. We actually featured an Ice Spear build that was a champion Ice Spear build. I want to say that was during Synthesis League or during Legion League. So that was a while ago. It was quite a good build, I thought. I thought it was quite a good build. It was very, very tanky. It was a totem build, so not self-cast. So this is a little bit different in terms of concept. But that's one thing. You've got options, right? Let me put it to you that way, Corunda. You've got options for how you want this to perform. If you want less projectiles, harder hitting each projectile, and less overall casts in order to blow things up, you could go with that approach, get rid of faster casting, get rid of Spell Echo. If you'd rather go with Spell Echo, go for it. If you'd rather go with faster casting, go for it. It's going to be a bit more of that machine gun feel. So, there you go. Hatred, Immortal Call, cast when damage taken, Blood Magic. Why do you have Hatred on? Are you... Is this why? Okay, you're a Pain Attunement build. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. All right, we're gonna keep going. I'm not gonna let that distract me. Herald of Ice, Discipline, Faster Casting, Flame Dash. What's your ES like? Total life is 1331. Total ES is 7300. So our total effective HP is like 8k. 8.6k. Are we MOM? No, we're not MOM. So the mana doesn't matter. You're also using Winter Orb with GMP, Infused Channeling, Concentrated Effect, Elemental Focus, and Portal. Okay. So if Ice Spear is your bossing skill, then I would not use this faster casting Spell Echo setup. That's just me. I would go with a more boss heavy, damage heavy setup for each one of my projectiles. If Winter Orb, I'm assuming Winter Orb is your clearing skill. I'm assuming. Which is good. Winter Orb is a fun skill. I like Winter Orb. It's no longer near as good as what it was in its heyday, but it's still a good skill. It's still fun to play around with. Alright, let's check out your items. You are using Pledge of Hands. Socketed gems are supported by level 30 Greater Spell Echo. Okay, that's good. Let's go show the new kids what Greater Spell Echo is. POE, Greater Spell Echo. Look at that. It's the first thing that comes up. Alright, so the mechanics of Greater Spell Echo are as follows. Greater Spell Echo causes supported spells to repeat twice instead of once, but has no cast speed modifier instead of 51 to 70% more cast speed. Repeats deal more spell damage and have increased area of effect per repeat. You can combine this with regular Spell Echo support that adds a third repeat with 105% more damage. The effective DPS multiplier, including the more cast speed of a 20-0 Spell Echo support, is 1.53. Of a greater Spell Echo support is 1.35, and both together is 2.33. The spell damage multiplier of a 20-0 Spell Echo support is 0.9. Greater Spell Echo support is 1.35, and both together is 1.52. There you go. Path of Building does not currently support it? Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if the fork that I'm using includes this. I want to say it does. Maybe it doesn't. Alright. This is good, right? You're going chevrons because you want to go low life. I get that. This is kind of confusing to me. I guess this is just where you're getting your stun immunity. How much life is actually getting converted to energy shield? That's probably not why you're using it. You're probably just using it for the chaos and cannot be stunned, right? You're getting 1300 ES off of that. That's not bad. Yeah, that's not bad. Okay, so that's 1300 energy shield for you. It's a good setup. Alright, your helmet ice fires an additional projectile. Nice for Ice Spear. Nice. Nearby enemies have -9 to cold resistance. Oh! Mwah! A beautiful helmet. Absolutely beautiful. Energy shield is 241 total. Then it also gives you some fire resistance, some increased life, and some increased energy shield. Your gloves, you've got chaos damage over time multiplier on your gloves, and then you've got increased energy shield, fire resistance, and flat energy shield. You've only got 16% increased spell damage on your gloves? My dude. My dude. My dude. Take these. Take these blessed orbs. I will give you some blessed orbs. I've got plenty of blessed orbs. They're worth like 1/100th of a chaos. Take some blessed orbs. Right? Isn't that what it is? On these fingerless gloves? And hit those fingerless gloves with some blessed orbs, man. Get that up to I believe it goes up to 20%, doesn't it? Spell damage gloves? Sorcerer gloves? Sorcerer gloves, let's check. Where is it? Implicit. Spell damage. Fairly certain it rolls up to 20%, no? What am I thinking of? Maybe my brain is just not here today. No, my brain's not here. 16% is what it rolls up to. Wow. My brain is just not here today. Am I thinking of the melee gloves? Is that what I'm thinking of? Let's look here. Increased melee damage. Explicit. On the implicit. Okay, those are the ones that go up to 20%. I take everything back, Karunda. I take everything back. That's on me. That's on me. Your gloves are beautiful. No memes requiring blessed orbs at all. Alright, so your boots are Sork boots. Double resistances and move speed. How often do you crit? Your crit chance is 100%. Have we talked about our Lord and Savior Tailwind boots yet? Because if you're really worried about spell echo and cast speed and increasing your DPS to get things to fit more, you should get some Tailwind boots. Now, that being said, let's just take a look here. What stats do you have on these boots? Cold, lightning, and movement speed? Tailwind boots won't be cheap. They will not be cheap. But it's still a significant upgrade if you can get them. Move speed and cast speed. Alright, what kind of stats do you need on here? Lightning and cold. I'm sure you could rearrange your fire, right? Yeah, your fire's on your helmet. You probably can't rearrange them. What are your rings like? What? Why this ring? The ring looks a bit like a meme. Doesn't have any flat energy shield on it, except for its implicit. Doesn't have any life on it. You can definitely upgrade that ring. This ring as well. Like, it's got a little bit of energy shield, but you can totally upgrade that. Okay, so both of your rings you could rearrange. So you could absolutely just go and buy a pair of Tailwind boots. And as long as they've got anything on them, right, you're going to like it. Look at this. Projectiles pierce 2 additional targets. And then you have Tailwind if you have dealt a critical strike recently, and then you're unaffected by Desecrated Ground, which is going to help you against Chaos Degens. It's also got a little bit of life and lightning resist. Go buy those for 110 Chaos. Go, quickly, before I buy them up and relist them. Like, that's brilliant. Here's another one. 110 Chaos. Does not have an open suffix, but it's got 2 open prefixes. What else? These are bad. These are bad. Projectiles pierce an additional target, and it's got room for life on there. Like, look at it. These are good. You can go out and get these for relatively cheap. For less than an Exalt is what you could be paying right now for Tailwind boots. Granted, they won't fix your resistances, but you can fix your resistances cheaper on your rings. This one is okay. It's got top tier cold and lightning, but it's got no life. It's got no mana. It's got a little bit of energy shield on it. You could definitely fix those. That's an area where I would recommend that you fix. Fix your resistances on your ring, and then go spend some big bonkers bucks on your boots. Okay. Your belt. Your belt's another spot that you could fix up with life, energy shield, as well as resistances. You could spend some currency and go out and get a Stygian Vise. That's another thing you could do. And then I think you explicitly said don't make a note about your... Oh no, that was somebody else that had mentioned don't make a note of your flasks. Your flasks look good though. Dying Sun is 2 additional projectiles, that's good. Aziri's Promise. Bottled Faith, good. Freeze immunity on armor, good. Adrenaline move speed, because you want to move fast, good. Watcher's Eye, 2% of maximum energy shield regenerated per second while affected by discipline, nice. And then you also get a bunch of flat cold damage while affected by hatred. That's a really good jewel for you. It's really good. Life and then damage to spells, nice. And then energy from within. Okay, nice. On your tree, we're using staves, right? We've already taken all the good staff nodes because there's only one good staff node and it's over here on the left, right? I don't think this one's good. We don't want the accuracy. Accuracy with staves would be nothing. Increased elemental damage with staves, that's not... That's not necessarily terrible for staff users, but not necessarily great for us. Here's some cast speed as well. Oh, there's a lot of crit strike chance and crit strike multi right here. Your crit strike multi is 466. With this would be another 7.5% DPS increase if you can grab that. That's 5 points, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You've already got this one over here. Good. Is there a reason why you're not taking the block stuff? What's your chance to block? 28%. Spell block chance is 10%. It'd be something, right? It'd be some damage. Not much, but some damage. And then it would also give you some survivability options. Did you get the lightning resistance up here? Yeah, you did. Okay, good. What did you anoint? Did you already anoint something? Tranquility. Up at the very top. Transfiguration of the soul. Okay. I believe that's... Is that spell damage? That's the transfiguration. We did transfiguration of the mind build yesterday. So what's the transfiguration of the soul? Increases and reductions to maximum energy shield also affect spell damage at 30%. So what's our increased energy shield on the tree? 229. So we're sitting here at 229% at 30%. So 68% spell damage. Yeah, that's good. It's a good amount of spell damage. I like it. I like your tree. I'm not sure if I like this whole pathing to come down here. It's a lot of extra energy shield to come down here. I get it. I'm just going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 points all down here as opposed to just connecting up here with 2. Then again, what are you going to do with those additional 11 points, right? The difference between 13 and 11. You don't come over and grab Arcane Will. How much ES will you get if you do this? You'll get a flat 211 ES. That's not that much. I wonder with this amount... Okay, so if we took all this off, how many extra jewel slots could we socket in? We could come up here and grab 1, 2, 3. So we've got 11 theoretical passive points that we're messing around with. So we could go 1, 2, 3. If we go 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 7. We still have 4 passive points left. Any others we could grab? I don't think for 4. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that one requires 5. So instead you could grab 2 passives, or 2 jewel slots, but that's not going to be enough energy shield to make up for all the energy shield that you lost. That is another option, though, for you. It's certainly an option. You could actually come up through here for 2 passive points instead of 1, 2, 3. That could potentially save you a passive point, depending on how much you want to keep Deep Wisdom. So that's 1 passive point you could save right there. But other than that, those are some options. Those are some options, Karans. Those are some options for you on the passive tree. Basically, how much do you want to invest in this bottom side of the of your energy shield tree? Like if we come up over here and then we get rid of all this, our energy shield is going to go way down. It's going to go way down. Yeah, down to 5,700. So that's 13, 15, 1,600 worth of energy shield. But it saves you a whole bunch of points that you could then put into damage. So depending on the style of content that you're doing, that could give you a bunch more damage. So I like it. I like the way your tree is actually set up right now. Your damage is probably not an issue since your pain attunement. And you've got so many Ice Spear projectiles coming out. And on top of that, you're Inquisitor, and so nothing ever has elemental resistances against you, or very rarely it does. So, yeah, this is a fun build. This is a cool build. Alright, on to our next POB. Let's take a look. Alright, Diz sent his POB in. Let's see if he's just trolling me or not. How many want to guess that he's just trolling? Alright, let's take a look. He has no passives allocated, and it's Viper Strike. Okay. Diz, if your goal was to get me to laugh, you did it. If the goal was to get me to laugh, you did it. Oh man, that's pretty good. All right, on to our next one. All right, here we go. We'll see if that becomes a meme or not. People sending me in bad paste bins with nothing in them. Alright. Do DQ. We are featuring your build. Your POB at the moment. So gather on in here. Let's take a look. Calced says, hey G3 Iron, how long are you going to be doing this? Diz just sends me level 2 character. Yeah. It could use some work. Cal said, I'm probably going to be doing this maybe the next 30 minutes or so. I'm going to get back to actually playing some PoE at some point. Believe it or not, I actually do occasionally like to play PoE. Occasionally. Alright, so let's take a look at this one. This is do DQs. And so we're going to put this paste bin in. We're going to add this into the video description so anybody else can look along if they'd like to. POB 2. Juggernaut. This is a Juggernaut build. Alright. So let's take a look. What are you doing here with your jug? So we're going unflinching, but we're not going unrelenting or unyielding. Okay, so that'll be interesting. We'll pick that apart in a little bit. You're going for the accuracy on undeniable. You're going Molten Strike. Okay, we're a Molten Strike build. Why are you going undeniable? That's my first question. My first question is, why are you going undeniable? Okay, he sent me a text message. In the future, folks, just include this stuff in the notes. Here we go, because we can read it on here a little bit better. Wow, look at this. Look at how the formatting works out from Notepad. My goodness, Notepad. Get a grip of yourself. Okay, so this is what DUDQ says. Thanks for spending your time to help me with my highest level character since I started playing PoE around Harbinger League. What I need for my build is more survivability without losing too much damage. Since Ancestral Call nerf, Molten Strike doesn't do as much as it used to pre-nerf. So we need to find a way to scale up the DPS in another way. That's where you come in. Okay, so we're trying to scale up DPS on Molten Strike. I may not be new to PoE, but I can still get confused by crafting tags, damage scaling, and gem interaction, but I'm still trying to learn. Hey man, we're all trying to learn. That's why we're here. I'm running now with Dying Sun just to proc Wise Oak. If I'll get some nice fire resistance or better balanced resist. I could use some non-meta flasks, specifically for Conqueror's Cirrus. They sometimes can take several minutes to kill. I've killed Cirrus several times. The budget is unlimited. Okay. Boots. I need to farm some Chaos Exalts Awakener Orbs and craft +1 Endurance, plus Tailwind, increased duration. Amulet needs to be Jade or Onyx for Dex requirements. Would like to craft level 22 Anger or something from Warlord's Influence. Help me decide which would be better. Rings or amulets. One with Poacher's Mark would give me lots of life gain on hit, so I would like to keep it. Second one, I would like to craft level 22 Herald of Ash, plus life gain on hit. Okay. Gloves, attacks near one nearby target. Yep. With the Hunter or projectile attack damage Warlord or melee Culling Strike. Helmet could get some better base and craft Warlord increased elemental damage plus nearby enemies minus fire resistance. Well, in order to craft the nearby enemies minus resistance, that is fossil crafting. So you're going to have to get into some fossil crafting if you want a better helmet. So it seems like most of your questions are around your items, so let's take a look at those right now. So presently you're using double Grellwood Shanks, so that's giving you 4 additional projectiles. How many projectiles do we have right now? Where is it? I always lose it. Where's your total amount of projectiles? Why is this not calculating? I'm just missing it here. I'm guarantee you I'm just missing it. Skill hit damage. I don't want the skill hit damage. There we go. Projectiles. Here we go. Okay, 8. We're getting 8. Are we actually getting 8? I think we're getting more than that. So each Molten Strike fires 3 projectiles, right? Yeah, 3 projectiles off of Molten Strike. So we're getting 3 off of each Molten Strike. We're getting +2 from each Grellwood Shank, so that puts us up to 7. We're using a Dying Sun, so that's another 2. So we're up to 9. Your helmet is another 2, so we're up to 11. And then where else are you getting another one? Strike skills target 1 additional. That's not 1 additional projectile though. It's another strike. So far I'm counting 11. Am I missing one here, guys? Which is fine. I just want to make sure that we're at 11. That's where we're at. I don't want to use the wrong numbers as we're looking. Okay, so if we're at 11 per hit from Molten Strike. So each Molten Strike is firing off 11 projectiles. Duda says up to 12 and 14 with Dying Sun. And the additional 3 are just from our Ancestral Call. Is that what you're saying? So the reason why you have to calculate the balls, so those of you in chat who are going, Iron, why do you care so much about balls? I'm a big fan of balls, okay? Look at my head. But other than just being a big fan of balls in general, the reason why it matters for a Molten Strike build is because your life gain on hit that you get back is based on not just the initial hit of your Molten Strike itself, but also every single ball that hits also gives you life gain on hit back. So I don't want to give you advice that's going to say, hey, change this up, and that's essentially going to mess with the total amount of life gains on hit. That being said, one thing that you could do, if you're struggling ever with survivability on a Molten Strike build, which right now your total life is only 4832. That's not great. That's actually pretty terrible. So if you are at 4800 life, you're probably regaining like anywhere between like 2000 to 3000 life per second from just life gain on hit per the number of balls that you have out. So the big control factor for these sorts of builds is actually getting your life pool big enough that you can take a massive hit and then you're just going to get it back right away because all of your balls are hitting, right? So that's one thing that you can do, is you need to up your life total. So on this, on your helmet, this is a fantastic helmet. It's got a lot of good rolls on it. It doesn't have enough life for what you're looking for. Your body armor, right now, it's giving you, yes, 5% of life returned on kill, and yes, it's giving you killed enemies explode. That's nice. It's not giving you any life. And your chest piece is a big, big part of your life build. If I were to send you like my 3 favorite builds for Juggernaut Molten Strike builds, they're actually not going to be using chest pieces that are rare. The vast majority of them are going to be using Comb's Heart. If you swap this out for a Comb's Heart, where is it? Kaum's Heart. Comb's Heart. If you swap this out for a Comb's Heart, your life is going to go from 48 up to 6,000. It's 1,200 life gained. Okay, I get that you don't get the damage and the damage boosts from killed enemies. I get that you're not going to have the recovery. I get that you're going to lose +1 to level of socketed gems. I get that. Your life pool goes up a considerable amount if you just swap over to Comb's Heart. And here's the really, really cool part about this as well, DQ, is that if you do this, if you swap over to a Comb's Heart are like 40C right now. That chest piece that you're using as a 6-link is probably several X. As what is it, 6-link? Yeah, it's 6-link. That's probably several X that you put into that. So you can go with a cheaper way. It's going to be less overall DPS, but you're actually not going to lose that much. Like, look at your DPS that you're losing. Your raw DPS isn't going to be that much that's actually lost. Yes, the killed enemies exploding part you're going to lose, but I would be careful. I would be careful about relying too much on your chest piece for damage. Your damage is going to be fine on this build. This is not going to be a speed clear build. You already know the way how it plays out. DQ, you've already killed Cirrus. You've already done a whole bunch. So you say right here you want to scale up your DPS. Like, your DPS isn't really what you need. What you need here is more survivability without losing too much damage. Like, it's going to be swapping off. It's going to be swapping off of this Pandemonium Jack. So, again, this is a pretty low life roll on these gloves. Your boots can go up considerably on their life roll. Again, if we just look here, I know we've done this a couple of times today, but let's just look really quick. Let's look for boots that have Tailwind, which is going to increase your attack speed. And let's look for it that's got life. Tailwind. And life. How much life does your boots give you? Your boots are what? 65 life? So let's look for... Whoops, let's look for pseudo maximum life. Alright, so these are 40x, so that's ridiculous, right? These are 15x. That's not so far out of your price range. Like, you're basically trading your chess piece for your boots. Look at these. These are 8.5. These are 4x for 80, well, 112 actual life. Let's copy this. Let's copy this item right here, and let's put this into the build. Add to build. The Grim Dash. If we use the Grim Dash, what are we getting? With the Grim Dash, we will gain how much life? 2.6% of your life. You'll go up from 48 to 49, so it's a good life boost. And now, you're going to have Tailwind, which means over here on our calculations, whoops, configuration, do you have Tailwind? Wow, look at that! Look at your attack rate. It goes up from 5.94 up to 6.5. That's good. It's good. It's good DPS. Like, the amount of builds, I swear, you guys are going to be so sick of me. All week long. This is pretty... Okay, time to go to the paint board. All week long, you guys are going to be sick of me, but this is basically what I'm saying. Like, all week. Like, hey, hi, my name's G3 Iron. And do you have yellow boots? Like, that's my question. Do you have yellow boots? Because if you has yellow boots, that's not yellow. This is rare. There we go. If you're using rare boots, then what you should be doing is you should also be getting, where is it? Where's the Tailwind icon? Tailwind POE. You should also be getting this. Look at this beautiful picture of Tailwind. You should also be doing this. Like, this is what you should be doing. Because it's a ginormous, not just ginormous, ginormous damage increase when you gain Tailwind for most builds. Increasing your action speed is ridiculous. And then, frankly, on your boots, again, your boots aren't that great for life either, for defenses. Like, they're just not that great. So, if you're really worried about desecrated ground, then go deal with it on your Pantheon. Don't deal with it on your boots. So, PG Hart says, you should rename your stream to Telling People to Buy Tailwind Boots. Okay, we can do it. We'll do it. I'm renaming the stream right now. 3.9 Metamorph. Telling people the good news about Tailwind boots. There you go. I renamed it. Viewer POB help. There. I renamed the stream. Are you happy? Ha! Alright. So, other than that, your rings are pretty good life gain on hit. I want to say life gain on hit rings right now. I'm actually not sure how expensive they are. Let's go take a look. So right now you've got 21 life gains for each enemy, right? Let's take out Thieves' Torment. And now let's look here. Alright, so 24 is the tier 1. So it's 16 to 20 and then you catalyst it up. So you're pretty close to actually having top tier. These are what, 1x? 1 to 3x on these rings? This has got Poacher's Mark on it, so I get that. But this doesn't have any life on it on your ring. This has got 73 life. And then it's also got life gained on. Okay. That's pretty good. So I would keep your Victory Gyre, but I would actually look for an increase on your Dread Grasp. Can we get Poacher's Mark? Let's look and see. You said that there was an unlimited budget for this build. What? There we go. This one. $13 or $15X. Oh, look at that. That one's got elemental resistances on it too. That's tier 2 elemental. That is not bad. This one's 13X. Gives you a little bit of resistances, a little bit of life. The life's actually pretty bad. This one gives you 94 life. This one's nice. I mean, it's 25X, but it's nice. So there's some options. There's some options. Okay. Your belt, you've got life, cold resistance, lightning resistance, elemental damage with attack. So one thing that you might want to think about is whether or not you want to continue using Grellwood Shanks, or if you want to swap over and go with a Nebulock build. And that's going to be the last thing that I'm going to say on this particular build. So you can go with Nebulocks. Nebulocks allow you to stack endurance charges and give you damage based on endurance charges. Right now, your total endurance charges, what are you at? You're at 1, 2, 3 endurance charges, 4 for unflinching. Okay, so you're at what? 7 total endurance charges? Not a bad total amount of endurance charges. You could switch over to doing Nebulocks, which could be a considerable amount of change in your build, but that's an option for you. Man, you do really come way over here, don't you? Yeah, and you don't have the Silent Life Wheel. My dude. My dude. Do you need a Lyra in order to go over resistance? Oh, yeah, you do. Because your fire resistance is garbage. If you could go for 2 passive points here, your fire would go way down, but again, if you're already depending on endurance charges, like, then just go all out and depend on them, right? Just reduce some of your cold and lightning, because that's overcap. We don't care about overcapping at that point. What I would change on your tree over here is I would change this entire section of the tree. I wouldn't come anywhere over here. The only reason to come over here is to grab the endurance charge. That's it. Maybe grab Golem's Blood, and that's it. So if we don't grab any of this other stuff, that's a nice Watcher's Eye, by the way. That's a very nice Watcher's Eye. If you don't grab any of this stuff, we're at level 95, so that means we can spend up to 118. I would come in here, dude. Grab all this life. Look at that. You still got 2 passive points that you could spend, which means you could still go Alira if you'd rather do that. And look at our life now. Now we're up to 5,400 life, and we haven't even swapped out our chess piece yet. Let's go swap out that chess piece into a Comb's Heart. Whoa! 6,800 life. Okay, now you're surviving those one-shots that are 6k one-shots. That's quite nice. Your fire and your cold resist you got to figure out, but again, you're going to figure that out with your rings, your belts, anyway. So, again, this helmet, the fact that it's got Molten Strike on there, and the fact that it's got nearby enemies, I get it. There's just not enough resistances on there, though. That's a pretty low roll for your fire resistance. So I would try to upgrade that as well. Okay, hopefully that helps you. DQ, hopefully that's not too depressing of news, but that's what I would change on your tree. I would make those couple of changes and make them fast. Yeah. Then if you've got a few more points, Soul of Steel is always great. Like, Soul of Steel gives you another additional max elemental resistance. So if you could grab that, you should grab that. If you've got the passive points to go in there and grab that. We did a whole video on it once. Let me see if I can find that video. Elemental resistance, overcap, POE, good guy gaming. Let's see if I can find this video.
What is up, YouTube? My name.
Okay, I'm going to jump to the segment on this video where we talk about overcapping.
So, what's the big deal about capping resistance? This is an exceptional post. We're going to take a look at this exceptional post in extended detail right here. This is a post by the White Sushi.
All right, and I'm going to grab a drink while I talk to you about overcapping resistances.
The concept of getting more maximum resistances and why the stat is so desirable. In a way, I will also prove that maximum resistances matter a lot more when attempting to hit certain one-shot thresholds rather than actually mitigating consecutive damage, which in turns translates to bossing versus mapping. Okay, so I want to point something out here. This post is over a year old. The archive post is, of course, linked down below in the video description. So if you want to do all of the wonderful math that White Sushi does, or if you want to check it, you can do that there. But what I want to talk about here, just really quickly, is the concept that he mentions here of being one shot versus mitigating consecutive hits. So really, really quickly, if you get one shot from something and you can mitigate the total amount of damage that you're taking in one big massive hit. So let's say one big massive animated attack from a boss, like what often gets used in these discussions is the Shaper Slam. If you can mitigate that one hit to the point to where you do not die and you're able to recover for whenever the next hit comes in, that's what he's talking about mitigating one-shot thresholds. Whereas when he's talking about mitigating consecutive damage, what he's going to be referring to is, let's say you get into the middle of a pack of enemies and there are several different damage sources hitting you all at once. Yes, you can have higher resistances in those scenarios, but you won't necessarily be able to recover as quickly, and so therefore this is why it's a distinction. Having more elemental resistances matters in a greater sense for the one-shot threshold and surviving versus trying to mitigate consecutive hits where you might not know how many consecutive hits you're going to be taking in a consistent period of time. And so it's really, really tough to gauge and to math out those factors of how many hits you can take before you're going to die. That being said, this is the section that is very relevant to our discussion, talking about maximum resistances. There are ways in which Path of Exile you can go over the cap, and White Sushi goes into some of those methods. Some of those methods are actually going to be outdated because this is a year old, and Path of Exile development team Grinding Gear Games has recently changed the way how flasks work. It used to be that flasks in certain elemental categories simply gave you additional maximum resistance, which they changed that because it was absolutely broken. One of the most popular videos that we've had here on the channel over the last couple of years has been an immortal build that showed off, featuring just how broken those flasks can be, where a character essentially made themselves immortal to elemental hits and elemental damage by capping themselves through the use of flasks. So GGG changed that. They nerfed those flasks. That's why we don't have those flasks anymore, is because of builds like that one and people taking advantage of flask effectiveness. So in light of that, now that we don't have, essentially immortal builds floating around, the question actually still becomes very relevant. How important is it to get additional resistances past the cap? So you might think of that cap at 75% as being a soft cap. It's a cap that is going to total all of your elemental resistances across the board, and then anything over 75 isn't going to count towards mitigating damage that hits you immediately. However, there is a way to go over this, and there are several different mechanisms to go over this. Like I said, flasks are one way that they've gotten nerfed out of the game, but there are several different passives on the passive tree.
Okay, so there was me talking to you from over a year ago, right? About the importance of going over cap. It's like roughly 4 to 5% less damage you take for every percentage over cap you go of elemental damage. So if you can go over cap, you want to go over cap. So getting something like Soul of Steel is going to be very, very important for you to do. And it's only 4 points away, like you're pathing right next to it. Also, you could even come through Bloodless if you need more life. Like, if you'd rather not come all the way over here and grab the endurance charges and grab Golem's Blood, then you just come up through here and grab Soul of Steel, and you're good to go. Alright, let's take a look at another build. Alright, so new build. This is going to be Paul5343. We're about to feature your POB. So, Paul, if you're in chat on YouTube, give us a shout out. Let us know who you are in chat, so that way we know. Because everybody has a different name on Discord than on YouTube. I get it. I get it. Not all of us can have nice, succinct names on everything. Totally get it. Also, if you would like us to take a look at your POB and make fun of it, or make memes out of it in any way, shape, or form, you can go ahead and send me your POB on Discord. Wow, nobody is selling their stacked decks today. Everybody's buying them. I mean, I guess that's good, but I'm just sitting here with all these exalts wondering what I should do with all these exalts. Should I set this at 1 point something exalts? Like set it at like 1.2 exalts? See how many chaos people give me? I could do that. In that case, this is what, 12 exalts? Yeah, that makes sense. Then I'm making 0.1 exalt or 0.2 exalts per. That makes sense. I can do that. It's still a good profit. Okay, so what are we looking at here? And what's going on with your POB? We are a Necromancer build, it looks like. Oh, of course, now everybody's going to start messaging me. Alright, so this is a Necromancer build. So this is Paul's Necromancer build. So Paul, we're going to take a look at your Necromancer build and see what sort of memes and hilarious feedback we can give you today. Thank you for that 2x, sir. Alright, so of course you come down and take Mindless Aggression because it's good. Then you come over and take Unnatural Strength because you're using minion gems for everything. You take Bone Barrier because that's 10% Physmit and 30% all elemental resistances. It also gives you minion life, and then you're using Mistress of Sacrifice, so that way you can probably use Castwell Channeling, Spirit Offering. Is that what we're doing here? Cyclone, Spirit Offering, Castle Channeling. Okay, great. So then the next thing that we have to check is, do your boots have Fortify on them? Nope, they don't. Okay, well, that's fair. One thing that you can choose to do, those of you who know this or don't know this, is you can go Castwell Channeling, Desecrate. So let's start up our meme. Let's get a nice paintbrush here. Let's get a nice thick paintbrush. So you can go CWC Castwell Channeling plus Cyclone plus Desecrate plus Spirit Offering, and then plus off of your boots, if you get boots, you can do, I believe they're rare Elder Boots is what they are, and get Fortify on hit. Whoops. Get Fortify, which is quite nice. So you can have all that going off of your boots, and it's quite nice. It basically means that you have permanent Fortify on your boots. This is one of the instances that I'm not going to tell you that you should get Tailwind boots. You're one of the few builds that you don't have to have Tailwind boots because it's not going to make that big of a difference for you. Because you're a minion build. So you actually don't need Tailwind boots, but you might want to get Fortify boots. But you might choose to grab the Stampede because Stampede are also some pretty decent boots. Okay, you are using Skitterbots and Discipline in order to shock and chill nearby enemies. Then you've got a zombie setup. Zombie with Multi-Strike, Feeding Frenzy, Melee Physical, Awakened Minion, and Fortify. Paul, if you're still in chat, what's your budget? What's your budget on this build, Paul? While we wait for Paul to respond, those of you who are new to the channel, you can of course like subscribe and ding the bell to be notified about more videos just like this one. Welcome, by the way, if you're new. I know a lot of people are catching the stream and are joining our Discord or are joining our G3 fam by subscribing on YouTube via stream, but they don't necessarily do that via video. So if you've joined our G3 fam either via G3 video or via G3 stream, that's fun. I like either way. It's cool. But it does let me know if you guys subscribe during a stream. It does let me know, hey, keep doing the streams. So it's nice to have that feedback. And of course, if you don't subscribe during the stream, it's also good feedback to have. Hey, quit streaming and get back to making more videos. Okay, Paul says his budget is about 10x. So right now you can purchase a Kingmaker for 1.3x. I'm actually selling them, by the way. I'm selling them for 1.2. But you could purchase a Kingmaker straight up, and that's going to give Fortify to your surrounding enemies. So that's one option, right? That's going to take Fortify off of your zombies, but that's going to be a considerable damage boost. Another thing that you can do, when we're looking at our raised zombies here, each zombie is dealing, what, 60,000 damage with their default attack? I'm going to show you what we can do here with a different setup. So if we go with 6-link setup on Raised Zombie, whoops, Raised Zombie, not Raised Spectre. So if we go for Raised Zombie, and then we go for Brutality, and we're going to go with the physical setup, we're going to go with minion damage, right? Is that what you have on yours? We're going to rename this label Zombie 2. You've got multi-strike, awakened minion damage, and melee physical. Okay. Melee physical, and then multi-strike, and awakened melee. Okay, so this needs to be awakened melee. Do we not have awakened? Awaken a manger. We don't have it. Seriously? Whatever. What? Why did I enable anger? Kill anger. Well, just put in melee damage. Minion damage, and we'll see if it even still does good. Alright, where's multi-strike? Alright. So what are we on right now? Right now we are on Raised Zombie versus Z2. Okay, so Z2 right now on a 5-link does 44k per attack versus your Raised Zombie, which does 60k per attack. If we take Fortify off, it's 44 versus 44, right? That seemingly is the difference. If you take off Feeding Frenzy, you're going to drop, that's 5k per attack, right? Right now I'm using Brutality because I think Brutality is a much better way for you to scale up your damage through physical damage, is using Brutality. You won't deal any elemental damage, which means you won't use Hatred, but that's fine. It's actually fine. It's okay for you not to use Hatred. You can still reserve your mana and still deal good damage, but instead of reserving your mana with, where is it? Hatred or something like that, right now you're using Discipline and Summon Skitterbots. You could be using Pride, which Pride, for those of you who don't know it, where is it? Pride support? Pride gives you nearby enemies take 19% more physical damage. That is a multiplier. Nearby enemies take, whenever you see that kind of wording in PoE, that is a massive multiplier. So just consider that. Wow, so it took us 1 Exalt and 3 Chaos to make this. We just made 37 Chaos off that. That's great. That's fantastic. Yeah, I like doing Kingmaker flips. That's great. So I would use Pride. Now, here's the thing. You have to be nearby in order for Pride to take effect. But it rises all the way up to 39% as an enemy is inside your aura. So Metamorphs that are alive for a whole long time are going to scale up. Bosses that are alive for a whole long time are going to scale up. You can go kill stuff with Pride rather than using Fortify and Feeding Frenzy. Now, if you're saying, yeah, but Iron, I thought Feeding Frenzy is really good. So shouldn't we do Feeding Frenzy? Shouldn't we actually be using that? Well, let's take a look here. You had originally Fortify, Not Flesh Offering. Man, my clicking skills are just terrible today. There we go. Fortify. And then you had Feeding Frenzy. Okay, so Feeding Frenzy, as it applies to minions that are socketed and supported by it. Minions from supported skills have 25% chance to grant Feeding Frenzy, and then minions from supported skills deal 14% more damage. So first off, Pride as a aura is already better than Feeding Frenzy, right? Feeding Frenzy is good. It is a good thing to get. You should be getting Feeding Frenzy. However, the way that you should get Feeding Frenzy is not with your zombies. Don't waste a link on your zombies. Your zombies are your 6th link. So you want to use stuff like melee physical damage, brutality, multi-strike, minion damage, minion speed, even if you want to. Those are all things that are really, really good if you want to increase and boost your damage. Empower. Empower is also another really, really strong thing to do. For instance, if you take Feeding Frenzy off of these guys, and we go Empower, and we go level 4 Empower, look at our damage! Look at our damage on that! If we take off Fortify, our damage is still basically on a 5 link, close to what it was on the 6 link before with Feeding Frenzy and Fortify. Right? So, just realize that. There's a lot of damage that's built into zombies if you're able to go Empower. So that's something to consider. It also gives you more zombies generally. For those of you who are not aware of this is, by the way, for me, this is like Kid in the Candy Store. So if you're like, oh my gosh, Iron, why are you so animated and excited? We're talking about summoners. Yay! Okay, so zombies give you more zombies the higher the level the gem is. So right now on your POB, your raised zombie is level 21. You actually have a higher level zombie, raised zombie default gem than I do. My gem is only level 20 and it's corrupted. I need to go buy a better one at some point. But it's level 21, okay? Then when we use Empower, that's +3 to it. So that gives us level 24, right? Then we come over here onto our tree. We've got Unnatural Strength. That puts us up to 26. At 26, at level 26, according to the POEDB, we're at 8 zombies, okay? At level 25, it goes up from level 24 to 25. We get an 8th zombie between level 24 and 25. So putting Empower in there right now, if you're not using Empower, that's subtracting 3 levels from it. So right now, you're not a level 26 because you're not using Empower. You're actually down here at a level 23. So you're only getting 7 zombies from this. So this will give you another zombie, which gives you another minion that's out there running around doing 60,000 damage every time it's hitting something. Right? So that's a lot of damage that you should consider putting into your build. It's not just the damage of each individual zombie, but it's as you scale up the number of zombies you have, you do a bunch more damage. So yay, zombies! Okay, so zombies are great. Zombies are fantastic. So those are a couple of things that you want to do. Now, I mentioned earlier Feeding Frenzy. Okay? Feeding Frenzy is important. We want to proc Feeding Frenzy. So you might be saying, oh, Iron, how is it that I'm going to proc Feeding Frenzy if it's not on my zombies now? And my zombies aren't aggressive, so how the heck am I going to deal with this? Okay, don't worry. We're going to get Feeding Frenzy. Because right here, on this particular setup, you actually don't want to have your Summon Carrion Golem in with Blood Magic, Ray Spectre, and Animate Guardian. You want the Ray Spectre and the Blood Magic. You want those 2 things to be going off because you're a very, very smart guy, and so you know, hey, I want to be using Host Chieftains and Blood Chieftains or Carnage Chieftains, so that way you can be cycling off Frenzy charges and Power charges. That's good. You want to be doing that. However, take a look at the character that I've got, and I've got these guys all pulled up right here. So presently on my 4 link, I've got Ray Spectre with Minion Life, because you never want your Spectres or your Animate Guardian to die, right? You're putting 1.3 Exalted into your items for your Animate Guardian, and let's just be frank, it's a hassle to go out and buy a whole bunch of items and replace it for Animate Guardian. So you definitely want to raise that level up as much as you can and get increased life on that thing. So Minion Life is a good thing. Meat Shield is another good thing to put in there. And then Blood Magic, okay? So that all makes sense. So how do you proc Feeding Frenzy? This is how you proc Feeding Frenzy. You put Feeding Frenzy on a link with your Carrion Golem, and then you link it with Maim. So your Carrion Golem, when it actually leaps and then does its spike attack, when it actually does this spike attack, it has the ability to maim stuff with its attack, right? So it's got 30% chance to hit. And then enemies maimed by supported skills take increased physical damage. So remember how we were talking earlier about swapping over to Brutality, and the reason why you use Brutality, so that way you're not using like any elemental damage, you just want to do physical, because enemies who are maimed take increased physical damage. And again, the longer something is alive and it's inside your pride aura, the longer they're taking, the longer they're alive in there, the more physical damage they are actually taking. So what you want to do is you want to have this carrying golem jumping around and then proccing its spikes everywhere to have a big chance to maim in a large area of effect, as well as, of course, proccing Feeding Frenzy. Because proccing Feeding Frenzy is relatively simple to do. It really is. You get what? What is it? 25% chance on hit? Again, which is from its spikes and from its attacks as it's flying around. So you're going to have Feeding Frenzy up. It's going to be supporting you. And the damage that you get off of it is only a 14% more multiplier. If it goes up a little bit more from there, but it really isn't that big of a multiplier for the actual supported group of minions themselves. You're not using it for the 14% more damage multiplier. You're using Feeding Frenzy in order to proc Feeding Frenzy. That's what you're using it for. And so if you're using it on your zombies, you're actually losing out on a lot of damage. On a lot of potential damage, at least. So take Feeding Frenzy out. Yes, it does make your zombies, aggressive, but it's just not worth it. Is this guy here? Is this guy going to trade? They are all unID'd. They're all unID'd, bud. I'm just misclicking everywhere today. Did you want one? Oh, you think I'm scamming? I can ID. Come on. Happy? How do I know it's a Kingmaker? This guy thinks I'm straight. That's fine. This guy thinks I'm scamming. He doesn't realize that the Kingmaker is the only thing that comes with that particular art style. It's okay. He's a new player, probably. It's okay. Yes, no, maybe so. This poor guy. No worries. Always feel free to slow down and check so you don't get scammed. Always slow down. If you've ever got a question, whoever's actually trading you, if they're genuinely doing business with you, they're going to be more than happy to be okay to slow down if you think you're scamming them. If they think they're getting scammed. 213? That's interesting. So he paid me in chaos at the ratio of X. Interesting. After being worried about getting scammed. Okay. So we're going to proc Feeding Frenzy through our Carrion Golem. That's what we're going to do. We're going to set this up so that way it should be your Carrion Golem with Maim and with Feeding Frenzy. That's going to be on a 3-link. Ray Spectre goes in with Blood Magic, Animate Guardian, and then either Minion Life or Empower. Either one of those. Okay, let's take a look at your tree. Enough about your skills and your... well, actually, we haven't even gotten to your items yet. But enough about your skills. Okay, so you've allocated Ravenous Horde. So I've got some good news for you and some bad news. Good news and bad news. Here's the good news. The good news about Ravenous Horde is, A, you get minions have flat increased damage, increased move speed, attack and cast speed, and then you also have a chance to gain Onslaught on your minion on the kill for 4 seconds. Here's the bad news about that. It's only going to grant the minion who gets the kill Onslaught. I want you to realize that. A lot of people don't realize that. So, let's say your Carrion Golem gets the last hit. It gets the kill. Not your zombies, not your skeletons, not your Animate Guardian. Just your Carrion Golem will have Onslaught. Okay? Let's say one of your zombies gets the kill, because only one of your minions can actually get the credit for the last thing, for the kill. Whoever actually gets the kill will have a 10% chance to gain Onslaught for that kill. For 4 seconds. It's not a consistent way of keeping Onslaught up. I know a lot of people are like, oh, this is great. Just go test it, go try it out. Whether or not it's a bug or not, I don't know. I don't work for Grinding Gear Games, so send them an email and let them know. But it doesn't apply across the board. It's not like, hey, all of your minions get, get Onslaught. Not all of them will. It's not going to apply for your skeletons. It's not going to apply for your zombies. It's not going to apply for your Curing Golem. It's not going to apply for your Enemy Guardian. It just applies to whatever it was that got the last hit. So that's something to consider, okay? So a lot of players who are not minion players or who don't know that go over there and they spend a whole bunch of passive points to go over there. And it's still a good node. Like 20% minion damage is good, right? Like picking up 20% minion damage is good. Minion speed is really, really good as a quality of life. We doing this trade, Corona, or no? Yes, no? Trade? Okay, go away. Let's get back to this build guide. So, Grave Pact over here is like solid. Gives you a lot of accuracy, gives you 5% chance to deal double damage, gives you flat increased damage, gives you flat attack speed. This coming all the way up here and either allocating it with an opalescent verdant, like it's still a lot of quality of life for speed, for damage, and for attack speed, cast speed. But don't get it because you think, hey, your zombies are all of a sudden going to be running around with Onslaught, because they won't. They won't be. It doesn't work that way. So I would personally respec off of that. It looks like you've got Death Attunement and Ravenous Horde. Do you have Ravenous Horde because of... How do you have this? How do you have Ravenous Horde? How are you getting both of these things? Allocates Ravenous Horde. So then how do you also have this? How do you also have Death Attunement? How do you have both of these things? Is this because of your chess piece? Do you have like something crafted on here? I don't know. I don't understand. I'm confused. Oh, because you have Stampede. Okay, because you allocated onto the Stampede. Okay, never mind. Confusion is corrected. Okay. Death Attunement good because we get an additional Spectre, an additional Zombie, an additional Skeleton, and then we get a whole bunch of cast speed, attack speed. Good, right? It's a good thing to get. But if you're going to move off of Ravenous Horde, another couple of things to consider. Right now you are playing with the Baron, okay? This means you're getting +1 maximum number of zombies per 300 strength. So this means you want as much strength as possible, right? For as many zombies as you get, because each zombie that you pump out is a massive damage multiplier, okay? Every single zombie that you pump out is giving you another, what is this, 52,000 damage, right, on average, or whatever we did to murder your zombie setup here, your zombie configuration. You had Fortify on here too? Sure, we can put Fortify back on there. Okay, so there you go. It's doing another 69,000 damage. 69, hey. Okay, so 69,000 damage, right? So we want as much strength as we can get. Right now we've got 1,500 strength, so this puts us at 15 divided by 3 is 5. So this gives us 5 additional zombies. So the total number of zombies that we've got is 5 off of our strength. We're getting 8 off of our gem, so that puts us up to what? 13? I can count. 8 and 13, right? And then we're getting +1 zombie, I believe, from Lord of the Dead. So we're up to 14, and then we've got Death Attunement. So we're up to 15. Alright, so we got 15 zombies. So this is 69 times 15 is our DPS, just on their default attack. That's a lot. It's over a mil, right? 69,000? Yeah. So that's over a mil every single time they attack. And by the way, they attack 2.6 times per second. So that's good. But this is, the DPS is counting in per second, right? So the total DPS, what is this? 1.8187921 times 15? 2.8 mil is what we're at total DPS. That's a lot of damage, okay, for anything that's unfortunate enough to be standing around and getting hit by all 15 of your zombies at the same time. It's a very unfortunate state. You will get some serious boost to your damage. Again, if you go Brutality, and then if you allocate, if you take the time to actually allocate and switch over to Pride as your setup for damage. One reason to use Skitterbots is because they shock and chill stuff, which is nice. It can be nice. But if you go Brutality, you can remove the oh my goodness, I clicked on his hideout. You can remove the shock and chill effect. You don't have to care about it. You don't have to care about scaling up effects. And on your POB, you're not even taking what is it? Corpse Pact or Plague Bringer. Like, you're not doing these two things that help interact with shock and chill around stuff that you kill. Like, you're not trying to scale those two things up a whole bunch. So I personally don't understand the draw of Skitterbots as opposed to just straight up going Pride and going Brutality. Like, sorry, King Beast, buying 32 at the moment. Okay. Is there anything else that I can tell you about this, about how to improve this build? Right now, let's look at your defenses. Right now, your life is 5,700. I'm sorry, your energy shield is 5,700. Your life is 69. 69 again. That's funny. Go away. I think I would get more jewel sockets. When in doubt, get jewel sockets. So how many jewels do you have right now? You got 6. So this brawn can be increased. That's rough on the intelligence as well. It does have corrupted blood cannot be inflicted, so that's good. Yeah, these are cheap. Bronze are pretty cheap if they've got the max reduced intelligence. If you want to get it so that way it's a better ratio for you, right? It gives you more energy shield. Then you obviously want to get it with less. 1x plus 36C, good? Yeah, that's fine. So that's what I would do. I would look for better bronze on my jewels because it does make a difference. Let's give another 10C here because you gave me 2 extra. 2 extra for 5C each. TY. And then what does this guy want? He wants a Kingmaker. Does this guy know how to trade? You know how to trade? Know how to trade? Alright, we do know how to trade. Good. I like it when people know how to trade. Okay. Your efficient trainings right now, 22 and 22. And then your lethal pride. What's your lethal pride giving you? That's an interesting question. I hate dealing with timeless jewels. I really do. In POB, it's like one of the most frustrating things trying to help people with. Is it's like, what? How am I supposed to evaluate your timeless jewel when it does, you know, very specific things that we can't calculate in POB? And it's like, oh, well, you should go upgrade that. Well, good luck finding another one, right? Personally, just so that way you know, Paul, this is going to be the last thing that I'm gonna tell you on. I don't like the bottom side of this minion tree. I personally don't like it. I find that my damage is fantastic. Okay, my damage is fantastic across the board, and I don't need all this. I've just found that. Like, on my tree, right here, I don't have any of that wheel. I don't have any of the Grave Pact wheel. I do have the Enduring Bond wheel, which I probably shouldn't. I probably should swap the Enduring Bond wheel out for the Grave Pack wheel, because Minion's 5% chance to deal double damage is much better than Minion duration. So that's my own problems with my own build. But this entire wheel, you don't need it for your damage. Your damage is probably fantastic, and you're what, level 97? So your damage is fantastic. So I would make those couple of changes, and then I would go from there. That's what I would do. I'd make those couple of changes onto your gem setup. Also, what's your shield look like? Hey, your shield actually has some chaos resistance, life, and strength. Good looking shield. Good looking shield. All right, let's go on to our next build. What is this? How many builds have we gotten through today? We've done 3. Alright, who's our 4th build of the day? Alright, here's I Acclaim Yali. We're going to take a look. Alright, he says it is a Spectre build. Okay, interesting. Spectre builds are a bit different from zombie builds, so let's see what he's got set up. Hey, what's up, Mellovich? Welcome, welcome. PG Hart says, can you point me to a currency making guide? I mean, we do that a lot. Around here, we do a lot of ways on how to keep your eyes peeled for the best deals on the market. So I guess stay tuned, or simply, you know what I should say? This is what I should say. I should be a better self-promoter, right? Alright, what you can do is you can come over, look at our channel. You look right here at the G3 channel. You can go to the playlists. Is this showing up for you guys on stream? Hopefully it is. Go to the playlists. And then go to Bank of Exile. Look at this. We got 41 videos in this Bank of Exile playlist. Oh no! Oh no! There's a bald me from 2 years ago. Okay, so kill this. Where's the view full playlist? There we go. So you can look at the full playlist. Now, on Bank of Exile, we go through all sorts of stuff. All sorts of stuff. Okay? Ranging from new player help, people who have never made a chaos in their life and don't even know what that means, all the way to very specific methods and trades that you can use. So, for instance, we've got one on the trading website. We've got on how to flip divination cards. We've got how to use POE Ninja. We've got how to map and dump efficiently, so that way you can get better profits. We've got how to flip a specific item, right? If you're looking to flip a specific item. We've got general principles that are built into this on how you can actually take real-world economic principles and apply them in Path of Exile in order to generate currency. So, I know normally I say, hey, here's the video I made, but here's the playlist that we've been working on for years. Right? So, there's a whole bunch of videos here. Here's more videos just capturing, like, hey, a whole bunch of different trades and flips that we do back all the way back to Delve. Economic concepts, how to price rares, ways to gamble away your currency. We've got our auction house, our famed auction house video. I think that's like one of our top 20 most viewed videos of all time. We've got how the economy, of course, changes every single league we update on here. And then we've got a few more videos more recently on how we run our hedge fund, as well as just some general rules for PoE economies. So that's where I would point you to. Okay, let's take a look at this Spectre build. So this is, I want to make sure I'm getting your name right. This is Yali's Spectre build. Alright, so Yali, if you are in YouTube chat, make sure you go ahead and give us a shout out so we know if we've got questions for you that you're there and you're responsive. Of course, you have got natural strength, or unnatural strength, bone armor, and Mistress of Sacrifice. No shock there. I'm surprised more people aren't going for Commander of Darkness, actually. I guess that is kind of a shock to me. But I guess not that many people are stacking auras, right? I mean, I'm not doing it. Or am I? I'm stacking 3 auras, right? So here's my 3 auras. My 3 auras are Pride, Discipline, and Clarity. So I figure, what is that, 9%? 9% increased attack and cast speed to me and nearby allies. But I also need those flat elemental resistances, so that's why I'm over there. Okay, let's take a look at your skills. So right now you are using Spectres. Holy moly, you got a bunch of stuff on here. Alright, Raise Spectre, which has got Death Mark, Awaken, Spell Echo, Minion Damage, and Awaken Elemental Focus. Okay, so you've got a couple of different setups for this. I see why. It's because it's in your helmet. So your helmet is giving you Conk Effect, Hypothermia, and Minion Damage. Okay, that's no joke. That's a good looking helmet. It's a +3 to level of socketed minion gems. It's blessed all the way up for minions deal 20% increased damage. Yeah, that's a good 7-link helm. That's a good 7-link helm. Yali says, I don't use it because my minions are res cap and I have enough damage. Yeah, I can see why you have enough damage. You've also got Spectres have 40% increased damage on here. Whew! Okay, so what are we aiming to do here? You say you are aiming to min-max the build at the moment and just want to know if I can improve the survivability because the damage isn't an issue at all. Alright, so we want some more survivability. So, we have to ask the question, what's our total life? Our total life is 6,147. That's not very much life. I hope I'm not breaking a whole bunch of news to anybody by saying that. It's a good amount, but there's a whole bunch of stuff right now in the league. It seems like 6.5 to 7k seems to be the threshold for a lot of one-shot mechanics in Metamorph League. So just be aware of that. If you're sitting at 6k life, you're probably getting one-shot a whole bunch. That being said, supposedly you're level 100. Are you actually level 100, Yali? If we look at your character and your character profile, are you already level 100? Because if you're level 100, who cares? Who cares about dying, right? Unless you're level 100 hardcore. Okay, I see a couple of things that we can do here. First off, if you're going to come all the way down here, don't come all the way down here for bravery and for this HP pool. I know I just said you need more HP, but this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points. You could take these 6 points and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you just got way tankier. You lost 400 HP, but you actually got way tankier. Because you just went up 1 resistance across the board. Oh, you want to buy my 56? These guys are buying me out of the stacked deck market. Am I officially out of the stacked deck market now? Maybe not. This guy doesn't come to my hideout. Jeez. Sorry, got already. Okay. Well, that's fair. Let's put these at 31. Sheesh, these aren't moving much. Alright, so I would change that up right away. You're going to lose 400 life, but we just showed off that video. Hey, what's up, Emilio? Welcome, welcome. You have Vol Molten Shell permanently. Very nice. That's good. Which means 30% increase to your armor would be good. Yeah, you got 19,000 armor, so 30% increase would be good. And then, of course, physical damage reduction. Right now, you're sitting at 66%. But if you're keeping up Vol Molten Shell all the time, that's good. So I would grab Soul of Steel, because elemental damage and chaos damage are probably where you're dying from. Yeah, you don't have that much energy shield. Oh my goodness, somebody else wants to buy these. Alright, I guess we're just out of the stacked deck market for right now. I'll come over here and do some more trades here in a second. I want to get Yali actually some feedback here. I'd say we want to push your HP up to like 6,500 with as much elemental resistances as we can get. I would say that's one thing that we're aiming for. Yali, do you see what I see right now? Why do you have these points here? Is this because of a timeless jewel? Is that why these points are here? It's got to be because of a timeless jewel. Otherwise, there's no reason why you would take this. There's no reason why you would take staff nodes. This is why I hate timeless jewels, by the way, when I'm looking at people's POBs. Okay, next up. This entire node, Indomitable Army, I get it. It grants your minions life. Get rid of it. We don't care about your minions' life. You're already blowing stuff up. Everything's dying. We don't care. Right? We don't care. Your minions are staying alive. Your minions are killing everything instantly. Your minions have got plenty of survivability. Get rid of this. This is 3 points right here that can be dumped directly into life. Okay, so that gives us 3 points. I don't have 28 stack decks anymore. Go away. Alright. So this gives us 1, 2, 3 more. What are we at? We're at 66,000 again. Okay. Up here, this is giving us armor and life. That's nice. We don't need the armor. And the life percentage is actually better down here. This is only 5%. This is 8%. Okay, this is good life here. It's still only 5%. We're pretty stretched out. I don't like that you come all the way over here for a jewel socket and for necromantic aegis. I don't like it. Yeah. Necromantic aegis just gives me the heebie-jeebies. +2 minimum frenzy, +2 minimum power, and 5% chance to deal double damage. Gain 13% of fire's extra chaos. Like, okay, so your minions deal a whole bunch of damage. If you're looking for survivability, Ali, you don't need that damage. Like, your damage is already going to clear. I get that those are great stats. You don't need those stats on your look at these specters. Your specters are dealing 1.2 like average damage, and their total DPS is 6.8. Like, come on, you don't need that you don't need that damage. If we get rid of this side of the tree, let's just say we get rid of this side of the tree, this will give us 9 points, and we're only losing 4.5% of our damage. Okay? So let's get rid of this. This gives us 6 points to play with. Okay? Our damage goes way down. I get it. I get it. Our damage went down. Oh no, Iron! You're a terrible path of building helper. You kill people's damage. Well, if you want to increase the survivability of your build, it's got to come from somewhere. Alright, over here, on your resistances, do we need this Lightning Walker? Do we need this? No. Do we need this Frost Walker? No. Do we need this elemental damage? No. So, we got 6 points from over here. We just grabbed 3 points from here. So that's 9 points that we just grabbed to grab more life. Alright. Now we're going to look for as much life as we can grab. Are you selling me stack decks? Okay, good. I want your stack decks. So we have what? 11 more points? Is that what we said? 9 more points is what we've got to grab. 9 points to grab life. I think that's doable. 9 points for life is definitely doable. Right now we're at 6,000 life, and we're at 76 all resistance. I think we can get up to 74, or 6,500. I think we can do it. And we haven't even looked at your items yet. Alright, this is an 8% life node right here. So if we take this, what do we go up to? 6,400. That's for 2 points. It's for 2 points. We don't care. So Diadvo said, oh no, he lost 30% of damage. Yeah, that's fine. His damage isn't a problem right now. He lost 30% of his damage, and look, he still does 4 million damage. Damage is not a problem right now. Yes, Victario gives you 1 million. I get that. You don't have to go Victarios. Don't hear what I'm not saying. I'm not saying you go Victarios. That's not what I'm saying. In fact, when we get to your items, I would say go with the shield that gives you a whole bunch of life. These nodes won't work because of the Timeless Jewel? The Timeless Jewel's radius actually comes down here? Okay, that's fair. This is, again, why I hate Timeless Jewels. So if we're not allowed to go up to the top, we are allowed to come down here. Alright, so now at this point, there's a couple of things that we can do. We've still got, we spent, what, 3, we said? We've got technically 12 points from where we started at. We were at 123 spent. So, if we're using the rules of the game that was given to us, which is getting up to 123, we can come all the way up here, grab some more life and some more armor. We like life and armor, apparently. Those are good things that we like on our build. And then we can come all the way up here, grab another jewel socket, and we've still got 3. So 1, 2, 3. Now we're sitting at 77, 76, 76 with chaos resistance at 75%. Our armor is up to 20,000. And our life is up to 6,700. Okay? That's just one way to do it. Alright? There's probably more. But that's just one way. If you want to save 1, 2, 3, 4 points, you could come 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it's the same amount of points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, same amount of points. 1, 2, 3, 4. You could try to work your way around this way. But that gives you another jewel socket, which means you can put in another, let's say, for instance, rare jewel that gives you percentage life. This can get you up to 6,700 life. It makes you much, much tankier. You're taking about 5% to 6% less elemental damage across everything. And then, on top of that, it's actually like 8 to 12% less damage than you were taking from fire, because you're up to 77 now. So, that's a considerable amount of tankiness that we just added to that sucker. Okay, on your weapon, your shield, you've got a lot of opportunities. You got a lot of opportunities here for your shield improvement. So those are a couple of things that I would suggest. If you're really worried about your minion resists, Yali, I hear ya. That's something that can happen, that they can die to that. So let's take away these 3 nodes. You're still sitting at 6,500. Go grab Indomitable Army. There you go. Alright, how do I calculate Spectre's defenses? I don't even know where that's at on here. I legitimately don't know. Show minion stats. This is all DPS. It says their resistances are 75, 65, 65. So, lots of things that you can do here. Lots of things that you can do here. Lots of flexibility. Alright, let's move on to our next build. Hopefully that helps. Hopefully that helps, Yali. There's lots of things that you can do here to get up to 6,500 HP. And that's, again, without even tearing apart your items. So, couple of things for you to consider. All right, let's move on to our next POB. All right, Hazard has come in with a POB. So Hazard, if you are in chat, go ahead and give us a shout out. We are about to feature your POB. So let's go take a look at Hazard's POB. Import from Pastebin. All right. It's a gladiator. This is our first gladiator of the week. All right. I like this. All right. Glad we could help you out, Yali. All right. Let's go add Hazard's POB to our long list of POBs that we've been able to help today. This is POB number 5 that we've looked at today. This is our first gladiator of the week, so that's fun. Taco Mage says, woohoo, wife just texted me that our Naked Wines order arrived. Time to be sophisticated. Just got to figure out what I did with my favorite crazy straw. Nice. Very nice. All right. So this is definitely our first gladiator build that we've featured this week. So this will be fun. This will be fun to take a look. All right, so you're going Pain Forged, which cannot be stunned by hits you block, and your counterattacks deal double damage. Versatile Combatant, chance to block spell damage is equal to chance to block attack damage. Maximum chance to block spell damage is equal to maximum chance to block attack damage. Nice. Then we've got Blood in the Eyes. Attacks have 25% chance to cause bleeding, so we are a bleeding build. And then we've got Gratuitous Violence. Attacks have another 25% chance to cause bleeding, and then 30% increased damage with hits and ailments against bleeding enemies. Bleeding enemies you kill explode, dealing 10% of their maximum life as physical damage and 25% more damage with bleeding. That's great. So we got a bleed build. We've got ourselves a bleeder. So let's see, how do you scale this sucker, and what do you choose to do with it? Also, let's see what notes you gave us. No notes. Hazard, you gave us no notes. All right, in YouTube chat, tell us, Hazard, what is it that you're looking to do with the build? What do you hope to do? What do you hope for us to do with your build right now? All right, so your mobility skill is Whirling Blades. Seems like you got a lot of stuff going on here. You got Blade Vortex, cast when damage taken. You got EK going on cast when damage taken. You've got a Cyclone with Onslaught, Brutality, Fortify, Melee, Physical, and Maim. Man, people are just buying these stacked decks up. I need to lower my prices. I'm absolutely lowering my prices. Pride, Precision, Blood, and Sand. Yeah, look at these people. These people are all coming in to buy up my stuff. I think the stacked deck market is actually moving right now. Immortal Call, cast when damage taken, Bladefall, Blood Rage. Why is everything enabled on your POB, my man? You've got a gazillion things that are enabled on here. Hazard, help me out here. You need more life, have 5k life. Okay, I'm going to make this really simple. I'm not going to look at any of your skills because I have no idea what you're doing here with your skills. You have Armageddon Brand on here. And Burning Totem. I'm not even... Okay, I'm not doing that. Okay. You want to get more life. Alright, you have 5k life. So let's give this guy some more life. So right now, he's using a 6-link Astral Plate. It's got a good roll on maximum life. It's got some decent strength on it, so that's helping give us some life. So normally when I look at a chess piece, that's first where I would go to get some more life, but that's actually decent. On your helmet, you've got 66 life. And then you've just got int and then regenerate. So we could actually get a significant boost here. If you can get Alright, let's take a look here. For your helmet, you can get a significant boost on this helmet. Any non-unique. Let's give it pseudo maximum life, and you got cold resistance on there. How important is this life regen to you? Life regen, not very important. You're getting more leeched than you are getting regen, so it's not terribly important. So right now your helmet right now is giving you 182 life, okay, off of your entire build. It's giving you 3% of your life. If we were to go up here and do this, this is 10x. This is probably outside of your budget, right? So let's say helmets that are only 100 chaos, right? Something that you can farm towards. And then let's go pseudo maximum life. All right. Here's one that's got lightning, cold, and chaos, and 153 life for 50 chaos. That's a lot more life than what you're sitting on right now. So let's create this item. Let's say that you go out and buy this, right? If you go out and buy this, let's add it to build. Oh crap, what was it called? The Grim Crest. Okay, so our helmet. If we go to Grim Crest, we go from 5,000 to 5,200. So that's our first upgrade. On our gloves are only giving us 25 life. Hazard, my man. You need more life than this. Diadvo, you say look for the ones with Cyclone enchants? No, I don't do that. I can tell you 2 reasons, okay? 2 reasons why I don't do that. First off, we don't even know truly with this amount of skills. I'm just letting you know from my perspective, folks. I have no idea what this skill setup is doing. Okay? No idea upon first glance. So it's great that your helmet has, you know, increased Cyclone damage on your Fate Crest. 40% increased Cyclone damage is not enough for you to build around. It's not enough for you to redefine your build. It really isn't. It's not that much damage. You don't need it. If that's what's determining what you are searching for on your items, you have got a serious priority issue with what you are looking for on your build. That's why it is that you don't have the life that you've got on your build, is because you're prioritizing damage that is very, very expensive to get. Lab enchants are literally like the last thing you should prioritize on a build. It's basically the last thing you should go for on a build. It does not matter. To make the build and the structure of your build work, it does not matter. You don't need it. It's a nice finishing touch thing. It's not a more multiplier. It's a base increase. It's, for the vast majority of builds, it's quality of life. It's not required. Okay, so we go up to 5,200 health by swapping over our helm. Our gloves are only 25 life, and then you've got some flat decks on here. You've got flat lightning. So let's go see what it looks like for us to get some gloves that have got lightning resist and maximum life on them. Alright, any non-uniques. Oh, and you've also got on here corrupted blood, right? That's the other thing. This is actually pretty important on here. Corrupted blood cannot be inflicted. So let's take a look at that. Let's see how many of these even exist. This one actually might be tougher. There's only 11 results. Alright, here's gloves that are 84 life. Go buy these right now. They're 24 chaos. So if we add these to your build, the Brood Claw gloves. If we add the Brood Claw gloves, we go from how much life? Do we actually lose we lost life here? How do we lose life? Oh, because you've got 60 life crafted. Never mind. Pay no attention to me. These gloves are fine. Your gloves are fine. The last 3 minutes of time don't exist. These gloves are fine. You got crafted on there 60. It's basically as good as what's on the market. You could, however, one thing that you could do is rather than going for a corrupted blood cannot be inflicted on you through your gloves, you can actually go for that off of a jewel. You can get a corrupted jewel that would have that as a stat in order to protect you from corrupted, and then take a look at your gloves and what you can do. If we take this stat off, and then we look, it's going to be out of this world. Look at that. 130 life for 100 chaos. 128 life for 25 chaos. Look at this. Let's go put this onto our build. 25 chaos. Now granted, Corrupted Blood can hit us. It's a relatively rare mod. But technically it can hit us. But now our life goes up to what? 5,300. That's worth how much life? 2% of our life right there. So we've already gone up from what? 5,000 flat up to 5,300. Alright, our increased life on the tree is only 144%. So, we've made what? 3 changes to our build so far? 2. We've only made 2, right? Our helmet and our gloves. So with 2 changes to our items, now we can go take a look at our passive tree. Your passive tree, you've got the Scion Life Wheel. That's great. You've already come over here. You've grabbed some of the Juggernaut Life Wheel. That's great. You've grabbed Bloodless. That's great. You came down here and you grabbed Ambidextry. Oh, this was the same thing as what we said the other day. You don't have to come all the way down here to the bottom right. Which I said ad nauseum for Triangulated's focus on his build. You really don't have to come all the way down here and grab stuff off the bottom right if you don't want to. If you want to, you can. But you can push 6k life if you don't want to go down there. What you want to get on here, this increased percentage life on the tree, is you actually want to get up to like 180. That's more what we're aiming for. Because that's going to bring all of the levels of our flat stacking HP on all of our gear up. So now that we've switched some of our gear out to be a little bit better, a little bit more towards the top end, we'll see exactly what we're able to get. Hey, look at that. That's 30 chaos profit right there. We spent 1x and 4c, so 31 chaos profit. Alright. Whoops, that's in the guild stash. This is in my stash. Yeah, look at this. We've made a whole bunch of currency here. Alright, so let's do this. Let's go over to life. Here's a life node here that's 5% that we don't have taken yet. Man, you have got a whole bunch of stuff in here. Do we really need the evasion and armor right here? I would come through here and just get rid of this entire node. That's what I would do. Oof. I guess for the block chance, what's your block chance at? 31%. So I guess we're going to keep this. What's our bleed at? I still don't know which one of these to pick. Is this the one? Is this the right one? Okay. Your bleed DPS is 4,800. At least on this, I would get rid of these 3. Just remove it. It's not worth it. The damage isn't worth it. It's not doing enough for you offensively, and it's not providing you anything defensively. Alright, we're already up to 5,400 life just by taking another 5% node. Are there any other jewel sockets that we can take? We've got one jewel socket here. We've got our Watcher's Eye down here. You don't have Soul of Steel. That's another way that you can get tanky. 1, 2, 3, 4 points right here. Would highly recommend that you do that. This is good. Bloodletting is good. What's our armor at? 7,300, so we could put a point here. We're at level 91, so I'm actually 1 point over right now. This is another 5%er that we need right here. This is a lot of attack speed in here, but the percentages of what it's worth are just not good. So get rid of berserking. It's not worth it. We're already up to 5,600 life, and we still have 1 more point that we get to spend. Is this what you have allocated, Red Storm? You have Red Storm allocated for your anointment? Let's go check. Yep, Red Storm. Okay. That makes sense. So many people, man. Can you ID? Oh my gosh. People are so... scared that they're going to get scammed. I'm so confused here. What's up with people worried that they're going to get scammed with a Kingmaker? Is this a thing? Is Kingmaker scams a thing? Yes, Kingmaker scams are a thing? Okay. Apparently people are terrified of my Kingmakers. They're messaging me for un-ID'd Kingmakers, but then they're not taking them. Okay, let's look. Over here on the right-hand side of the tree, if we're going to come over here to the right-hand side of the tree, rather than taking this stuff, which is okay, it's evasion rating. Oh, man. Look at how many nodes we've taken over here. How many nodes is this? 17 passives are taken down here on the bottom right. 17 passives. Yeah, I would take these two out. That's a good call, Diadvo. That's a good call. I would take out these two passive nodes. Maybe you come down to grab Iron Reflexes, but how much are you getting from Iron Reflexes right now? You're getting about 1,500 armor is what it's converting to. 1,480. So 24% of your armor. Okay. I'm going to do this. This is what I'm going to do, Hazard. I'm going to do us both a favor. I'm going to pull up some gladiators. And I'm going to say, I'm going to give you some homework. Where's Gladiator? Gladiators who are using Cyclone. How many of them, this is just a question, how many of them are using Iron Reflexes? There's one. One on the first 50. No, I'm sorry, this is 132 characters? So this is all of them. So there's one person who's using Iron Reflexes as a gladiator. That might make us consider what we're doing. Yeah, it's up on the top left side of the tree. Okay. Who's got the most HP? Alright, this guy's got the most HP. He's using Face Breakers. He's also using the Surrender. He's got max life on his helm. He's got percent increased life and top tier flat life on his chest piece. He's got strength and life on his amulet. He actually has crafted life on his ring. He's got a decent roll on his other ring. He's using the Surrender. He's using... Are these fortified boots? Nope, just move speed boots, which, by the way, these should be Tailwind boots. There's no reason not to have Tailwind boots if you've got the currency for it. And, of course, he's using a Face Breaker. He's got a Stygian Vise. So I'm just going to send you literally this link, Hazard. I'm putting this guy's build and sending it to you. That is a guy that I would look at his passive tree and say, what can I do to be more like that guy? Now, in addition to his items, this is what his tree looks like. He is coming up and grabbing some life wheels up here at the top left. He's also coming through here and grabbing these are all elemental resistances coming through the middle here rather than coming down and grabbing the bottom. You'll notice he's also grabbing Soul of Steel. That's really good. Is this guy here for a trade? Trade? Does this guy want me to ID it too? I've never, ever seen this happen before with Kingmakers. I have been flipping Kingmakers for 3 weeks right now, and I've never had people worried about unidentified Kingmakers. What is going on with the league? Like, you messaged me for an un-ID'd item, buddy. That's you. I just need to go in and identify everything, I guess. Here you go, people. They're identified. Does that make you more happy? This is really tilting. Like, it's a Kingmaker. The rolls on it do not matter for your Animate Guardian. They literally don't matter. Ugh. Fair enough, man. Fair enough. To my knowledge, there's not another item that uses that same shared art. So, but I could be wrong. I've been wrong before, and I'll be wrong again, as my wife is fond of saying. Okay. Coming up here and grabbing the life. How many nodes are we? We've got only one more node that we can technically spend. Animate Guardian died 2 more times already. So depressing. Yeah. Yeah, it's depressing for you. It's exciting for me, because you're going to come back and buy from me again here in a little bit. Alright. So I would get rid of this entire side, right? This guy comes down and grabs... What is it that he grabs here in the middle? He comes down and he grabs Retaliation, but he's using a shield. We're not using a shield, so we don't care. What's our damage at right now on Cyclone? You said the Vol Cyclone is the one that you're on. Okay, your total DPS right now is 173,000. If we take rid of this, if we get rid of this, our total DPS drops by 21%. Which I think you can make that up by getting some better items, because this foil that you're using is not a good foil. I'm just letting you know right now. I know you wanted more survivability hazard. I would just let you know. This is not a good sword. Here's the reason why. You might be wondering, why is this not a good sword? The reason why this is not a good sword is this sword has only got 225 DPS on it. Okay? And some of the DPS that's being calculated in is lightning damage. We want to be doing as much physical damage as possible. I'm fairly certain if this Vol Cyclone is actually your legitimate setup. Where did it go? Yeah, we've got Brutality on here. So, Brutality means you deal no elemental and no physical. Or, sorry, no chaos. So that means on your items, like the added physical or the added lightning that's on here doesn't count. It's not doing anything for you. All of these people, my dude. What? Like, are you guys? Is this you guys? Is this you guys in chat trolling me with this? Is this the reason why? This character is not online. Okay, so am I getting blocked? Oh, I'm so confused right now. Hey G3 Iron, what's the most tilting thing you've ever experienced? It's when people were worried that they were getting scammed with Kingmakers, an item that literally doesn't matter what the rolls are for the Animate Guardian. And it's the only thing that shares that artwork in the game. Okay, so let's go help you out here with a trade search for a better weapon. Okay? Which, by the way, I think I've got a better weapon for you. Just straight up in my stash. Do I? No, I don't. I think I sold it. I had a couple of foils that were decent. So let's look up jeweled foil. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to cap these out in price hazard for 150 chaos. That's what we're capping these out at. Alright? We're going to go look for physical DPS at max quality. This is very important. You want to click on this particular line. Not DPS, but physical DPS at max quality. The reason being, we're using Brutality, which means if we just scrolled at regular DPS, it would not help us as much. Right? If we just looked at regular DPS, it would not be that great. Because regular DPS would be, 505, but that's a bunch of DPS that we're not actually using because we're just using the physical stuff. We're not using the elemental. So if we look for 100 chaos or less, here's a couple that are basically sitting between 360 and 330. Okay? These are corrupted. You don't care if they're corrupted or not. These deal good amounts of damage. 100 chaos right here. Now, you might say, yeah, but Iron, that exact same foil has just got better lightning damage on it. So why do I want that foil with better lightning damage? Don't worry about the lightning roll. The lightning roll doesn't matter. The lightning roll does not matter. Okay? So in this instance, even though there's 145 elemental DPS that's on there, we're not using it because we're using brutality. The physical DPS on this is 359. That's what we're actually using. When we look at our POB, your Bramble Saw is using 225 DPS right now. It's not very good. If we use this sword, we copy it and we import it into POB. Let's create it. Let's use this sword. We are now using the Miracle Needle. What happens to our DPS? Instead of the Bramble Saw, we're using the Miracle Needle. We go up in damage considerable amounts, from 75 to 8,000 damage. Okay, considerable amounts, with no changes to our tree whatsoever. Right? We're just looking for better physical damage. Now, Hazard, I don't know what your budget is, so I'm saying, hey, that's 100 chaos. Let's limit this just for a moment to 10 chaos, or to 10 exalted. Let's just look up and say, hey, if you really want to farm and you really want to go buy something, what's the best that we could get? What's the difference between 100 chaos jeweled foil and, let's say, a 10x jeweled foil? This one's 10x. If we copy this item, add it to our build, this will give you a range to say, hey, if I spend 100 chaos on something or if I spend 10x on something, what's worth it? So your damage right now, with this new one that we just bought, in theory, for 100 chaos, is 8,069. Okay, your total DPS is 150,000, right? 157,000. We swap it on to the Agony Scalpel, we go up to 176 or 8,400 average damage. So you could spend 10x on something, or you can spend 100C on something, and the damage doesn't change that much, right? This is why I try to tell new players so often, like, you can spend dozens of exalts improving your build, but you might not actually feel it that much. A lot of the times a good build isn't a build that requires you to spend a ton of currency on really getting it to scale up. Like, this particular build is a great example of this. You could spend 10x on a sword or 100C on a sword, and visibly it's not going to be that much different. If you're using claws, which is what I personally would be using for this particular build, things will change considerably. So let's go back and take a look at that guy that we said, hey, copy this guy. Copy this guy's build. Right? Let's go take a look at him. His build is using a face breaker. Okay? The reason why he's using a face breaker is he's got really good face breakers. He's got perfectly rolled face breakers with corrupted +1 maximum frenzy charge and curse to enemies with level 12 vulnerability on hit. That's a really, really good pair of face breakers. Alright? A lot of the damage that he's getting is from this face breaker setup. If you go in and you change to a face breaker setup, you'll no longer be using the Savior. So if you really want to use this build because you're planning on playing it with the Savior and that's what you want to do, that's okay. You can do that. However, if we go in and we change it to a face breaker build, I'm just going to show you what this looks like. If we add in face breakers, alright, we're getting 700% more physical damage with this. Okay? So where's the calculation for face breakers and POB? Where is this? Somebody tell me. Face breakers, POB, calculations. I want to show exactly how this works. There's a bunch of people complaining that it's not there. Great, so you're telling me that we can't calculate it. Is that what you're telling me? I think that's what you're telling me. Oh, Hazard says, you're not accounting for my single target damage with double strike. You're right. I'm not. I was calculating it off of Cyclone. That's what I was calculating off of. I thought Cyclone was your main thing, but this was pretty tough to decipher exactly what skill you were using. So my apologies. My apologies. Alright. Let's get on to our next build. So hopefully we've given you a couple of ways that you can get tankier. We've given you a couple of trees that you can go look at. A couple of different trees that you can go look at up here in the top left for some improvements. And hopefully, Hazard, that will be able to help you improve your build. Alright, we got 2 more trades here that we're doing with these Kingmakers. So this was a great example. We started the stream today by running and grabbing all of these Kingmakers. And now by the end of the stream today, whenever we do end, we will have sold all of the Kingmakers and passively turned it into, what did we say it was? Like 40 some odd chaos? Not bad. Not a bad run. Alright, who is up next on our POB list? We got I like 42D's Kyle. What a name! What a name! We are about to feature your POB. Alright. Let's take a look at Kyle's. Hazard, your build isn't a nub build, my man. Your build is not a nub build. I like your build. I like your build. Don't let anybody say it's a nub build. I like your build. I like what you're trying to do. You're messing around with PoE and you're learning and you're testing things out. That's what we all do. You've got a long way that you can improve that build. And guess what? You say yourself that you're a noob? Dude, you've got a savior on your build. I don't have a savior. Like, that's great. Alright, Kyle, let's take a look at your POB. Is this my last one? I think this is my last one, right? I got one more? Yeah, this is basically it. Alright, let's pull up Kyle's POB. And let's also include it in our stream. Let's go trade this guy, his Kingmaker. Let's see if he's scared. See if he's worried I'm going to scam him. Gotta watch out for those Kingmaker scammers, guys. What is this? A Divine, 16C, and an X. Get out of here. What is this? What has the world come to? Oh my goodness. Okay, Kyle. Oh man, let's move your POB into our stream, into the stream video description. This will be our, what is this, sixth POB? And what is this? What kind of character is this? This is another Necro. Alright, what kind of Necro? Looks like a Seawell casting Spectre, Summoner, Zombie-mancer? Yep, he's got 1800 strength. It's a Zombie-mancer. Alright. Could you ID your Tailwind boots, please? What? My Tailwind boots? What are you guys talking about? I have no idea what you guys are talking about. My Tailwind boots are over on my Poet's Pen character. Okay, let's take a look. You got 1800 strength. That's a good amount of strength. You're at level 94, so we're basically at the same... You and me are basically at the same level. I'm level 95, but I just hit that yesterday. So similar levels. Let's take a look first at your skill setup. So you've got Convocation, you've got Cyclone, Desecrate, Flesh Offering, Castrol Channeling. You got Raise Zombie on a 6th link with minion damage, Impale, Multi-Strike, and Power physical damage. So one thing you could do, I think you could change off of... Is it Impale? Man, this is a level 21 Impale. But I think if you change off of Impale, will that actually increase your damage if you go Brutality? Oh, it won't. Did that drop your DPS? You're at 433,000 right now versus Impale. Oh no, that significantly increased your DPS. Okay. Yeah, that has significantly increased it. Although actually your total DPS right here is 408, right? So if we take off Impale, that's actually, this is an interesting experiment. So you do slightly more damage. You do about 33,000 damage more on the total DPS if you just switch over to Brutality, rather than going Impale. So that's the first thing. First thing to notice is swap off of potentially Impale as opposed to Brutality, if you'd like to do that. It's one option. You're using War Banner here, right here, which is nice. It's a good thing to be using. It's an aura, so it counts towards a whole bunch of bonuses if you are using Commander of Darkness, which you are, so that's 3% increased attack speed, cast speed. That's nice. What is this trade? Oh, nice. It seems like Awakened Sextants have actually picked up throughout the day. Stack decks have slowed down, Awakened Sextants have picked up. Still interested? Feeding Frenzy is on your Vol Summon Skeletons. I'm going to tell you the same thing I told our Necromancers earlier. Get Feeding Frenzy and Maim onto your Carrion Golem. You will thank me later. Your Carrion Golem will then maim everything, and your Carrion Golem will also grant everything Feeding Frenzy, and you don't need to waste a link on Feeding Frenzy onto your Skeletons. You've got Skeletons with Brutality and Multi-Strike, nice, but you could also do you can do minion damage here. You can go minion damage here instead of Feeding Frenzy. And then you can put Feeding Frenzy plus Maim. That's what you want here. Feeding Frenzy on a 3-link plus Maim. A whole bunch of you in chat are like, what? What? We've already seen this. Yeah? Well, I'm going to show it to you again. This is what you want here. You want Maim support, Carrion Golem, and Feeding Frenzy. The reason why is your little Carrion Golem. Alright, so welcome to the Bob Ross Hour. We're going to draw a little Carrion Golem here. So first, we need to get our palette ready. So we need a nice, thick line that we're going to draw here. That's going to be the spine of our golem. Here's going to be some toes. Here's some claws. Here's some other claws coming off of our golem. The Carrion Golem kind of has a little bit of a skull to it. A little bit of a skull for our Carrion Golem. So here's some bones that kind of connect onto its skull. See, that's the ridges there. Then it's got like a little bit of a mouth. Rawr! It's got some teeth too. Carrion Golems have teeth. Don't forget that. Rawr! Here's its teeth. Okay, now it looks almost like it's wearing glasses and it's Geordie LaForge. All right, so there's its spine. Okay, here's our Carrion Golem. It's not very healthy. Let's admit it. I mean, it's a Carrion Golem. Oh wow, that didn't work. So here's our Carrion Golem, right? CG. Here's our Carrion Golem. When he jumps into the air and he attacks, he jumps, he lands, and he sends a whole bunch of spikes. That's what he does, right? He does a whole bunch of spikes. Spike attack. He does a big slam. Each of these slams actually has a chance to maim, if you're attached with maim. So each and every one of these little spikes has a chance to maim your enemy. Remember, maim has enemies maimed by supported skills take 14% increased physical damage. That acts as a more multiplier, okay? So that's the reason why you want maim attached onto your Carrion Golem. Not because your Carrion Golem is going to then get a massive damage boost, but because the enemies who have been maimed are now subsequently going to get gangbanged by your zombies and by your skeletons. Okay, so here's your zombies over here. They're all happy and excited because something just got maimed, and so now they can come over and just crush it, right? That's what they're excited about. So these guys, you and your 15 zombies are all excited because all of the damage that they do is now enhanced because whatever your target was that got procced by your carrying golem is now maimed. So all of your damage, your skeletons, your zombies, everything that you do is enhanced as something gets maimed. Now, on top of that, you've also got your carrying golem linked with Feeding Frenzy. Okay? So where's my F? How do I draw F? Feeding Frenzy. Okay? Feeding Frenzy matters because now he's aggressive. Alright? Now our carrying golem is aggressive. So your carrying golem is jumping all over the place, maiming stuff for you, and he's also jumping all over the place, and he is hitting stuff as frequently as he can in order to proc Feeding Frenzy. Feeding Frenzy, you might say, oh, Iron. Feeding Frenzy gives a more multiplier for the monster that's supported by it. Here you go. It's, what, 15%, 14%? So, Iron, wouldn't you want Feeding Frenzy on your skeletons or on your zombies? No, you would not. Here's why. Because Feeding Frenzy, you're using it to actually give yourself and the rest of your minions the buff Feeding Frenzy. You don't care about the damage multiplier. There's better ways to get damage multipliers. That's why on our zombies, we're using things like Brutality, Multi-Strike, Empower, Melee Physical, Minion Damage, etc. Shoot, even Ruthless is a better damage boost, better pure damage boost than Feeding Frenzy. So you put Feeding Frenzy onto your carrying golem, so that way each one of these little guys, every single one of them, okay, every single one gets Feeding Frenzy. All of them. In fact, I shouldn't even be doing these as Fs. They should just be check marks. Do you have Feeding Frenzy? Yes. Check mark. Check mark. Check mark. And then every single skeleton that you summon is Feeding Frenzy. Feeding Frenzy. Feeding Frenzy. Every single thing that is getting hit by all of your damage is physical damage. So everything that's getting hit is taking increased physical damage. And because you're using Brutality on stuff, because it's the single biggest and best spot for you to increase your physical damage, everything that you're hitting is getting hit. Okay? And is taking increased damage. So that is why on your carrying golem, you're going to set it up with Maim and with Feeding Frenzy. Jason says the point of Feeding Frenzy is to make skellies aggressive. Jason, if that's the case, if you really need your skeletons to be aggressive, then you have a problem with casting your skeletons where they need to go. And it means that you're not actually casting them per pack. It means that you're actually misusing your skeletons. Like, you should be summoning your skeletons for each pack. If you're relying on your skeletons to actually travel along with you, you cannot convoke your skeletons. So every time you summon your skeletons, they're going to be standing way over there. They will not warp towards you based on distance, and you cannot convoke them. So that's why you summon them and you resummon them for each pack. So Feeding Frenzy on skeletons, you don't necessarily want to do. If it's a boss fight, you don't need them to be aggressive. They're going to be attacking the boss. It's the only thing in the room. There's zero reason for them to be needed to be aggressive. They're perfectly fine the way they are. It's just the reality of it. Okay. If you'd prefer for them to be aggressive because that's how you enjoy playing the build, go for it. If that makes you happy and you enjoy that, you can do that. In terms of overall DPS, you're losing out on DPS, which is fine. Some builds don't need DPS to be there, right? Some builds don't need it. Okay, so other things that Kyle can do to improve his build. He is going CI, so Kyle, it looks like we both made that same decision there. It looks like your items are actually pretty similar to my own, actually. Are these all perfect? These are pretty much all perfect. 6% increased strength and only 10% reduced intelligence. These are good. These are all 24s on efficient training. 6 and 10% on bronze. These are great, man. Your jewels are looking great. This is increased life, which we don't care about. Minions deal increased damage, and then corrupted blood. Okay. So I get it. You just want corrupted blood immunity. That's fine. One thing that you could do is you could just apply another efficient training here or another brawn. That's one thing that you could do. You don't have to. But if you're really worried about corrupted blood, that's one way that you can certainly deal with it. Presently on this, you're using Pride. Okay, so if you're already using Pride and Precision and Warbanner, you're already scaling up a whole bunch of physical damage anyway. So you ought to be using Brutality. What Spectres are you using? Minion Life, Meat Shield, Ray Spectre, Animate Guardian. Okay, that's good. I like your setup there. Your setup on your Spectres and your Animate Guardians are good. I assume, are you using the Chieftains? Are you using Frenzies and Powers? Or are you using Undying Evangelists? What are you doing for your Spectres? And what are you why are you using a Wise Oak? Kyle. I'm going to lose my patience with you, Kyle. Why are you using a Wise Oak? Oh, Kyle says, I'm only using Feeding Frenzy for the Frenzy buff, but I'm starved for sockets, so Carrion is in my ring? Because you're using 2 6-link setups, is that why? No, this is a 4-link. Oh, because your chess piece is only a 4-link. That's why. No, this is 6-link. Kyle, what do you have going on here, man? This says it's in your body armor, but it's only on a 4-link. But then your chess piece says it's... Oh, because it's 6 sockets, but only 4 links. Okay. Kyle, this is... This is a scary thing. You really need to get a 6-link on this. That would be good. I'm sure you already know that. But that would be a good thing. This is a really good looking mace, by the way. +1 to level of socketed gems. Aspect of the Avian. It's pretty good. That's a perfectly rolled Baron, by the way. It's really nice. Shaper's Touch. Yeah, Alberon's Warpath. What's your amulet? 1% increased damage per 15 strength. That does not apply to your minions, though. See, I actually had a really hard time, Kyle. This is going to be interesting. Why is it that you are using an Elder Amulet? I actually have not been able to find any source for an amulet that's just better than a fully linked up Astramentus. Like, this has been the best one I've been able to find in this spot for strength stacking. Is it because you need the resistances? I see that you got +1 maximum zombies on there. It's got 12% increased strength, but I wonder if at this point, if just having flat would do anything for you. Also, I'm very confused about this Wise Oak. Kyle, why do you have... Kyle, why do you have a Wise Oak? I don't understand it. I don't get the Wise Oak, Kyle. Other than that, these make sense. Okay. Your Basalt Flask makes sense. That's giving you 15% reduced physical damage. Removes freeze and chill. That makes sense. Immunity to bleeding. Makes sense. Creates consecrated ground. Okay. This all is good. This all is good. I would potentially look into getting an Astramentus to see if that actually helps you out with your strength. Let's actually see. I'm kind of curious now. Where did my trade window go? Oh, I killed all my trade windows. Alright, let's look for an Astramentus and see if it's actually better. It's 220 chaos, by the way. Or 2x, if anybody's wondering. For a perfectly rolled Astramentus right now. This also allocates up most might. So there you go. Exciting. What happens to your ES? Yeah, your ES goes up by 300 when you swap over to Astramentus. Your strength goes up to 1900. You're only 200 strength away from another zombie, dude. So that's something for you to consider. Your zombie damage also actually goes up. I don't know if you're at... Are you at a threshold point? I mean, granted, Soul Scarab is just another zombie, right? So it's another source of 500,000 damage. So that's a good spot. It's better to get the +1 zombie and 12% strength, says Milovich. Yeah, could be. It could be. Your ES in-game is 7.7? Okay. It could be because discipline isn't checked. No, it's enabled. Huh. I wonder why that is. Is it because we're not calculating aspect of the avian? Is that why? I'm not sure, Kyle. I'm actually not sure. This guy wants to buy 234. Alright, come on in. Dodo, I like mining. Okay, cool. 34. I think other than that, I would actually reappropriate some of your passive points that you're putting into minion damage. And I would put them into either more strength stacking, more jewel slots, or if you're having a problem with resistances, right? Jewel slots are great for resistances as well. That's another option. Yeah, see, you've almost got another jewel slot right here. You don't have Soul of Steel. Soul of Steel is something that you might want to get. Also, I like using Unwavering Stance. I know you're using Cyclone, though. You're using Cyclone, so you're not going to get stunned anyway. So... yeah, I don't take Grave Pact. I don't take Sacrifice. Those are two things that I don't do. Not saying you don't have to do them. I also don't do Grave Intentions. And I also don't do Ravenous Horde. Okay, I'll say this again. For all of our Necros, Ravenous Horde only accounts for one minion that gets the kill to have a chance to get Onslaught. So, just as a point of consideration, you may not want to go spend 4 points to grab Ravenous Horde. Ravenous Horde in and of itself is really good. It gives you increased move speed, and gives you increased attack damage, or I'm sorry, increased damage on minions, and then increased attack and cast speed. But the chance for Onslaught, it doesn't apply to all of your minions. It's just the individual minion that gets the kill. So you'll be running around with one of your zombies that has got Onslaught, or one of your Spectres, etc., who has Onslaught. Do you have a Watcher's Eye that gives you energy shield based on clarity? Kyle, that might be something that you might want to look into. So this is my Watcher's Eye that I'm using. Where is it? Here it is. And this Watcher's Eye alone, I think it gives me like 3,000 energy shield. When I take this out, I go from 1225 to 15 something, 15079. So that's 3,000 energy shield right there. If you can get a Watcher's Eye that gives you percentage of maximum mana as extra energy shield, that's a lot of energy shield that you could get right there. Also, again, depending on your damage, depending on how you're feeling, Kyle, about your damage, yeah, your ES should go to about 10k. Yep, you should be able to get 10k, no problem. Now, something else, on your items, you're using the Maul, which is great. You're getting a lot of damage out of this Maul. I choose to go with a one-hander and then a shield, so that's another big source of energy shield if you want to look at energy shield. So... It's up to you if you want to keep using that mace or not. I've actually debated between going and using a two-hander versus using a one-hander. I keep going back and forth in my own mind. But this is what I would do with your tree. First off, I would murder the Ravenous Horde part. I would murder the Grave Intentions part. I would murder one of these. I would murder either Enduring Bond or Grave Pact because your damage is still there. And that just gave us 4 points plus 4 points. That just gave us 8 more points that we can play around with. So you can come all the way up and grab this for 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. Other jewel sockets that you can grab. You can finish grabbing this jewel socket for 1, and then this jewel socket would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This jewel socket here would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Are there any other jewel sockets that we're missing out on? I think that's it. I think you got pretty much all the close ones. So that's a couple of options. Another option also that some players like to do, I haven't done this yet, but something that you could do is you could come over here and grab Ghost Reaver, which actually puts the leech towards your energy shield rather than life, which means that your Baron leech that your zombies are leeching from actually applies to your energy shield, right? So right now on your Baron is leeching, what is it, 2% of damage dealt by your zombies to you as life, but you don't have any life, right? So if you go over and you get Ghost, what is it called, Ghost Reaver? Yeah, if you go get Ghost Reaver, then you'll actually be leeching that back to yourself as energy shield. So those are a couple of options. That gives you a lot of options. Also, I personally don't take Indomitable Army, which that's what, another five links? So that's another couple of options for you. Okay. Hopefully that's helpful to you, Kyle. Hopefully our our artistry. Oh man, this is all stupid. Oh, this artistry. Oh man, there's my best Bob Ross attempts. Hopefully our artistry hasn't destroyed anyone's faith in humanity today. This guy wants to buy 12 Exalts for 372. Is that even the right number? Let's pull up our calculator. I can't do math. 372 divided by 12. 31. Yeah, that's the right number. All right. Well, let's trade Mrs. Filth. Didn't we trade with this guy earlier? Didn't we give this guy a Kingmaker? Wasn't this the guy who we traded it for a Kingmaker? Yeah, he's got a Kingmaker. Well, maybe that's my Kingmaker. No, he's got Avian's Flight going on. That's a different build entirely. Yikes. Alright, 372. 100, 200, 372. Alright, hopefully we just didn't get scammed. Yikes. Hello and welcome to me getting scammed. Welcome, welcome. Alright, well I'm going to go eat some dinner. So thank you so much to everybody for watching. Hopefully today has been a wonderful day for all of you that have been participating in our Path of Building. So thanks so much for everyone for submitting your Path of Buildings. If we did not get to your Path of Building, then I am so sorry about that. Hopefully we will get to a few more of them in the future. I'm not sure if I'm going to be streaming tomorrow or not, so make sure you stay tuned to YouTube and pay attention to the community bar and the community tab for announcements on that. Other than that, thanks so much for watching. If you really enjoyed the stream and you'd like to continue to support us, you can do that either by sending us a tip directly via PayPal. You can do that, or you can support us monthly through Patreon. We've got a whole bunch of different tiered rewards and ways to say thank you if you support us through Patreon. We've got a whole bunch of Patreon supporters. I think we're up to 28 or 29 now, which is really exciting. We do giveaways for stuff like t-shirts and stuff like mouse pads, which is always fun. And then we do some other fun, exclusive stuff for our Patreon supporters as well. So thanks so much for watching. I hope today is the day a Mirror of Calandra drops for you.